my fellow Americans. It is with overwhelming enthusiasm that I am declaring that anyone who protests or interferes with ICE and their operations is officially gay, big time. With that being said, go ahead and call your dads, tell them about your alternative lifestyle as a gay communist, and then who knows, maybe eat a lollipop. I don't know what flamers do with their time, but I'd imagine it's something along those lines. Maybe decorate a bathroom, who knows? In either case, this is who you are now, and everybody knows that cat's out of the bag. Cat is out of the bag, my fellow Americans. It is with overwhelming enthusiasm.
Oh, we're not even talking. Good. That's a good thing, because I was laughing too much. Welcome to Hoffcast, everybody. I get a second shot at this. That's nice. But yeah, hope everyone's doing great. I love that intro video. This is the show where we discuss current events, theories, and laugh at the insanity of the world. I wanted to do an intro video that I normally do, but I don't pay for StreamYard anymore. Clearly, as you can see, the logo is still up here. I thought they had a feature where if I advertised in the description for StreamYard that they would take this thing off. I don't know if they don't. Maybe they don't offer that anymore. I don't know. I'm not sure. But regardless, yeah, welcome to Hoffcast, show where we discuss current events, theories, and laugh at the insanity of the world. I am your host, Hoff, and I hope you're all doing well tonight. It feels good to be back. We're doing an old school Hoffcast is what we are doing tonight. We are getting back in business, baby. We're doing things as we have always known that we've done them before, and we're going to do them harder than before. And I just want to say, Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you're doing well out there. I'm doing all right. Don't worry about me. We're not here to talk about me tonight, I'll talk about me. I don't care. Right now, we're just gonna have a little bit of fun tonight, and then a big reason why I wanted to do this show is because I actually got some things that I just wanted to say, and we'll get to that later. We'll get to that much later. We'll have a little bit of fun before we get into it, as we always do here at Hoffcast. But we are going to start the show. We're going to start the show tonight. And by the way, happy Saturday. What is today's date? Was it the January 10th? 2026. I've still been saying 2025. Does anyone else ever do that? Or like you write it down whenever you're writing the date on something? You don't want to do that with a check. But or anything else. You got to, if you're signing anything that's important, any sort of documentation, and you got to date it, make sure you know for sure that you're putting the right year on there. I mean, some people don't even know what day it is. I discussed this recently on a Hoff and Tony show, where my brother's girlfriend's son, who is roughly around 14 years old, I think he's 14 or 15 years old, he does not know the order of the 12 months of the year. He can't name the 12 months. He can't name them in order. He doesn't know what comes after January. Because I was having this discussion with him. He's like, I don't even know what comes after January. I said, well, what comes after January? He goes, I don't know. And he starts looking it up on his phone. I said, why don't you know this? He goes, they don't teach us this in school. I said, what do they teach you? In fact, I don't even remember being taught that in school. That's just something that I just like. There was always a calendar on the wall, and you just kind of knew it. You just learned it on your own. It didn't even feel like you were learning something. It's just part of being alive and knowing what was going on around you. And I'm not trying to insult the kid at all. It's not his fault, probably. But I guess I don't remember being taught that in school either. It's not like the ABCs where there's a song for every month of the year, It's like, with ABCs, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's not a January, February, March, April, May, I almost forgot now. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. But they don't even know this. They don't. And I'm like, well, how can you plan for anything? You know, what's up, Jess Sparks? How you doing, man? Reading the chat here, he says I stopped streaming entirely because screaming, but hopefully you meant streaming, because StreamYard being so expensive. I'm just using the free stuff, completely free right now. I'm not paying a dime for this. That's why I got the old logo up there. Looks very professional. Like I'm a broke mofo out here. But Jess Park says, still can't believe we're already halfway through the 2020s. Yeah, man, that's wild, right? And he says, man, I feel old and I'm only 30. I got a few years on you, man. The years start coming and they don't stop coming, you know? And that's true. That is absolutely true. I guess I'm not trying to be like old man sort of boomer phrase here, but I guess it's better to be on this side of the dirt, you know what I mean? But thanks for being here, Jess Sparks. Thanks for anyone who's watching tonight. I don't think there's a lot of viewers at the moment, but hopefully maybe some people will come through tonight. I never expect, but I'm always pleasantly surprised if anyone stops by and checks out the show, maybe gives the old thumbs up for me. I always appreciate that. But we are going to start the show tonight, Saturday night, baby. So I'm gonna show you guys something pretty important. This is for the men out there and for the Irish. I'm gonna show you guys how to make a black and tan beer. All right, I'm gonna show you how to make a black and tan beer. So the first thing you're gonna want to do, you're gonna want to go down to Costco. And you're going to want to get the Irish Pub 15 pack. If you don't have a Costco subscription, whatever, I don't. I just sneak in with my parents. Yeah. And because that's their church. That's where they go to church every weekend. And you go there and you get the Irish Pub pack. If you can't do that, then just go get you, I would say, any kind of lager. The one that they feature in the 15 pack, the Irish Pub pack, which I'm very Irish. Irish, German, English. I'm the whitest you could ever, white and nerdy. But this one is the Harp Lager here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna need this. You're gonna need a lager. Doesn't really matter. You can kind of pick. But the most important thing for the black and tan is obviously the Guinness. The Guinness is the important part of there. So I will show you guys how to properly make one of these right now. So first thing you do is you crack open the lager, and you want to do this one first. You want to do this one first. You pour it in like so. Try not to get ahead on that thing as I normally do. I pour beers like Hillary Clinton sometimes. I get too much of a foam head on there. But we got the big boy glass. Typically, you'd only use half a can and use the other half. But if you're like me and you got a ways to go tonight, you'll do that. And then you got your tan right there. That's filling up the glass halfway. For this next step, I think I'm going to have to alter the camera downwards and hope nothing bad happens. But so we're going to open this Guinness here. And it has a little widget inside, which most beers don't have. Because this is, it helps, I guess, the foaminess of it. It's like a nitro or something. I don't know. Oh, listen to that bad boy. And you can hear it gurgle. You can hear it gurgle. Foaming up a little bit there at the top. It looks like an alien movie. So here's the next step. Here's the important step I'll show you guys right now. Now check this out. So you got, this is what my floor looks like. So you got your beer and you got your tan here and you got your black. So what you're going to do here is you're going to take a spoon and you're going to put it down like that is what you're going to do with the spoon. And you're going to take the beer and pour it over top of the spoon carefully. Now, I wasn't careful enough. It ran up the spoon, but we're going to be okay. We didn't lose much. We didn't lose anything that actually counted. And then we're just going to slowly pour this bad boy over. And that's going to give a fountain-like effect. to the beer and to fall over the lager like a beautiful, gorgeous waterfall, an alcoholic waterfall. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. And what you get with this flavor is a bold man flavor and good enough for the Irish. And look at that. We're just about done with it there. Good enough for the Irish, right? Lick the spoon. And there we go. There's your black and tan. Let me hold this up for you here. And this is what it should look like by the time you're done with it. It should be dark on the top and light at the bottom. Cheers, bosses. All right. Let me take care of this. Let me throw that in the trash real quick. I should probably get a paper towel as well. I think I spilled a little. Peter, what's up, boss? How you doing tonight, man? We're doing some classic Hoffcast tonight. Glad you can join us. And there's, yeah, look at that beautiful black and tan. That's a pork chop in a glass right there. It's 2 pork chops. All right, now that we can get to business now. Hands are a little sticky. We'll deal with it. We'll be all right. So let me see. Okay, I was just making sure I wasn't muted. I was just making sure I was not muted there. Obviously, I wasn't because Jet Sparks already heard what I said earlier, but you never know when something gets bumped. Bro, I can't deal with sticky fingers. Unless it's the right situation, I can't deal with sticky fingers. Big Buds, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? Says, cheers, boss. Cheers to you, brother. He says, you're not drinking. He says, I haven't really drank in years, but now you got me wanting to walk up to the liquor store. Well, look, I'm not here to encourage anyone to follow my bad habits. But, you know, a drink every now and then is not the worst thing in the world. You could be doing worse things like meth, you know. I don't drink a lot of liquor, though, is the thing necessarily. I'm mainly a beer. Don't get me wrong. I can drink liquor. It's not good when I do. It's too much at once. You know what I mean? I can just, like, I'll get a glass. I'll get a little glass, and I'll have a liquor bottle, and I'll have some Coca-Cola. And I'll pour the Coke in. I'll pour a little liquor in. I'll mix it. I'll drink half of it. And then I'll pour some more liquor in, and then I'll drink half of it. And I'll pour some more liquor in, and I'll drink half of it. And then I'll pour some Coke in, and I'll drink half of it. And then I'll pour some. So it just never stops. It just never ends with it, you know. So with a beer, like, I can kind of keep track of each can and how much I'm drinking, and it's not gonna, like, get me all wasted at once, you know. But anyways, yeah, I want to thank you all for being here. We're going to have a fun show, classic Hoffcast style show. I kind of want to get back into this, bosses. I've taken a little bit of a break. Of course, I've done some shows with my man, Tony Nasser, which I always appreciate him being on the show, giving his time. But I've only done a few actual Hoffcasts in the past year, and I kind of want to get back into it. I'll be honest with you guys. You probably don't want to hear about this, but I used to get really nervous before doing a Hoffcast show. I swear, I would get like I was going on stage at Madison Square Garden or something. You know, like I appreciate everyone who watched, but not a big viewership. You know, like I was making it out to be in my head. And now I'm a lot more comfortable with just like, yeah, I'll just go live. You know, I've done this a million times. I know what I'm doing at this point. I can I'm good enough at flapping my jaws where I can keep talking. And it might be annoying to some people. I know I annoy myself sometimes with my thoughts, but at least you don't have to listen to me 24/7 like I have to listen to me 24/7. So thank yourself for that. At least you're not me, you know. You can be a lot of people out there, but at least you're not Hoff. All right, so let's I kind of set the tone with that intro video. If you didn't see it earlier, I'd like to play it again and laugh at it because I thought it was hilarious. It's on Instagram, Warriors for Christ USA. I mean, I don't know how Christian this video is, but it's funny. I'll give him that. I might watch a couple of these.
My fellow Americans, it is with overwhelming enthusiasm that I am declaring that anyone who protests or interferes with ICE and their operations is officially gay, big time. With that being said, go ahead and call your dads, tell them about your alternative lifestyle as a gay communist, and then who knows, maybe eat a lollipop. I don't know what flamers do with their time, but I'd imagine it's something along those lines. Maybe decorate a bathroom, who knows? In either case, this is who you are now, and everybody knows that cat's out of the bag. Cat is out of the bag, my fellow Americans.
Cat is out of the bag. Obviously, this is AI. I mean, clearly. I wish it wasn't, but it is AI. What is going on with this? Oh, geez, I already know what's going on with this one. Oh, I can't. This music's probably copywritten. Can't play that. But anyways, yeah, I like that one. Maybe I'll come back to this page later. But let's start off, as I said, a classic Hoffcast show. We're going to show, and I haven't even watched this one yet. There's a lot of stuff I haven't watched. I'm just hoping, praying for the best tonight. Because normally I do some research, and I try to do a little bit tonight. But I was just like, I already knew what I wanted to talk about and what I wanted to say, so I didn't really need to do a lot of that. But you know, when it comes to extraneous videos and content, you know, and whatnot, just fun stuff, I figure I'd go ahead and, you know, hopefully this stuff will work out here. So this is, we used to start our shows with an animal video. Here we go. So this is hilarious video, shows a tiny deer take on a nearly 2-ton rhino at a Polish zoo. Of course it happened in Poland. Where else is this going to happen at? Music. All right, so let's see what's going on. Looks like they're squaring up here. It's a heavyweight versus a featherweight, and the featherweight is not scared at all. Let's see what happens. A coyote. What is that? Deer. It's a weird coyote. The rhino, he's what a scaredy rhino. Like, watch this. Like, he could take that thing out easily, or she. But it's like, I don't know what to do here. It doesn't seem like a fair fight, but this guy's trying to square up on me. I feel like if I hit him, they're going to say it's a hate crime because I'm a rhino. And he's like trying to start stuff with me. It's kind of a little bit relevant to things today. But yeah, the deer gets away. Of course, the deer runs off. The deer should have never squared up to begin with. I mean, you're mismatched. I don't know if you guys watch hockey, but you see two players go. Sometimes a little guy picks a fight with a big guy, and it typically doesn't work out very well. But luckily, the deer got away on this one. Only in Poland you'll see deer fighting rhino. Rhino got a weird body, bro. You know what I mean? It looks almost like it's... You'd imagine a rhino is probably like a prehistoric creature of sorts. It's like a prehistoric donkey with them ears. It's kind of like a prehistoric donkey. It kind of looks like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Peter says they're playing. I think you're right. I think they are playing. It looks more like a friendly thing. I agree with you, man. This home on the range where the deer rhinoceros play. It is pretty fun to watch, Jet Sparks. For sure, man. Let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see what else we got going on. Again, thank you, anyone who's watching right now. I do appreciate you. All right, there was a couple other ones. I don't think I can show that one. Look, this one, dude, I'm going to test the waters with this because I'm pretty sick of every other YouTube channel in the world being able to show Waffle House fights. And then as soon as I show one, I get tagged for certain reasons. I'm like, why? Like every dude, you ever watch dude, they've been showing people getting pew-pewed just on the mainstream news recently. And I can't show a cat fight in Walmart on my channel. It's like, the chat, Jess Sparks says Democrat logo is a donkey. Republicans are an elephant. A rhino is just a Republican in name only, but just plays ball mostly with the Democrats. You're right. The rhinos, it's RINO, Republican in name only. There's also dinos, Democrats in name only. You don't see nearly as many of those. They're mainly, like you said, prehistoric. Equivalent to a rhinoceros is a triceratops. I guess that makes sense, but maybe, I don't know, dude. Maybe the donkey has something to do with it all. They all look like they're in the same genus because those ears, and the skin color and the skin itself. I'm talking about rhinoceros and donkeys. All right. Anyways, let's take a look let's see what else we got going on here, man. This is these country girls brought their A game to Brawl Mart. Again, I'm testing the waters here. Every other channel gets to show these videos except me, and this is like the most harmless thing ever. These women, they're not really harming each other. They're just rolling around, I don't understand why they're saying country gals. It depends on where this was. Where was this? Kansas. All right. Well, okay, maybe. Holy moly. This does look like a hockey fight. There was a back kick. She got her in a figure four leg lock almost. And then she got her in a full Nelson. Had her in a full Nelson, bro. Man, this one, the woman right here, she's just, she's like, it's the first time a black woman hasn't been in one of these in a while. I'm going to film it and prove to people whites do it too, Can't wait to put this on TikTok. No one really gets hurt in a cat fight. Nobody really gets hurt. There might be some bumps and bruises where they fell on the ground, rolled around, scratched a little bit with their fake nail. Someone probably lost a nail. Someone probably lost an eyelash. They're trying to find it on the ground somewhere, but nobody really, there's no broken jaws or, anything like that in one of these sorts of fights. A lot of hair pulling, That back kick was pretty wild. I'll say that. Let's watch that again. I don't know if she made contact or not. I wonder what this fight is about. I wonder what they're even fighting over in here. Like the self-checkout. Did someone try to like step in front of someone else in the self-checkout? There's so many people going. And none of them look affiliated, by the way. It just looks like a WrestleMania. Yeah, it just looks like Royal Rumble. The employees, they don't care. They're just standing back there. Just another day at the old Wally World. Jet Spark says anyone who's black and breaks the law makes the rest of us law-abiding black. I'm sorry, folks look bad. I agree, and that goes for any race, though, man. I agree with you, though, but that goes. I don't want to see whites doing this in Walmart either, dude. Making me look bad too. You know, nobody wants to see themselves like in their culture doing that sort of thing. It's like, oh, we're not looking good out here, you know. But we don't want to let a few bad apples spoil the bunch. Peter says, I think maybe the unicorn mentioned in the Bible was a type of rhino. God, he said, let me share this one up here. God brought them out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. Numbers 23:22. It'd have to be something big. The strength of a unicorn. That's interesting. That's a whole deep dive. I need to go down, but I can't do it tonight because I don't know enough about it. But that's pretty fascinating. To be honest with you, man, I didn't know they talked about unicorns in the Bible. Do they mention dragons? Does that mean unicorns existed at one point? Is it unicorns or unicorn? You know, because you say corn on the cob, not corns on the cob. So maybe unicorn, like it's like moose. Like you don't say moose and meese, right? Or do you? I don't know. But you don't say, like you say unicorn, unicorns. You wouldn't say unicorns. You'd say unicorn. You don't say I'm eating a plate of corns. You say I'm having some corn. No one has ever said corns. Unless you got multiple on your feet. I got corns on my feet. B says it's got to be frustrating being a morally upright black American. Yeah. Or even a white guy too out here, dude. Like my neighbors, man, they just got out of prison. They're meth heads and they go through the dumpsters every night because they're unemployable and they don't have licenses. So they just get on their bikes and they go around to dumpsters all throughout the city. And they hope to get to the dumpsters before the other people do. And that's how they live their lives. And look, I know they probably are unemployable, but maybe just try to get a job, Maybe just throw yourself out there, be like, yeah, I'm trying to clean my act up out here. Maybe throw me a bone. I promise I'm trying to turn my life around. I got out of prison. I'm a changed man. I want to do better. And I'm here to prove it to you today. But instead, they get out of prison and they steal bicycles and they use those bicycles to run around in the middle of the night to dumpsters. And I don't even know what they do. I don't know if they go on Craigslist and sell the stuff or they just trade it to their meth dealers. I don't know what's going on. They were gone for a full day the other day. Because they're typically walking around like crazy. Let me take this off the screen. They're typically walking around, all methed up. And they're walking around like crazy. I didn't see them all day. I was hoping that perhaps they might have been finally evicted, is what I was hoping. But they weren't. I was like, well, I guess they just went on a meth head vacation, whatever that is. I don't know. Went out to the country for a minute. I don't know what meth heads do for vacation. Their whole life's a vacation. Jess Sparks says, why am I still believe the idea there's only one race, the human race, but again, we're only ethically diverse. But the problem is there's no such thing as diversity of thought by the left. Well, that's the question I've been trying to answer for a long time, Jet. That's a deep psychological thing that we're all trying to kind of figure out right now is that problem, I think, and how fake that they can be. And trust me, I am going to get very angry with some things later on in the show tonight. You'll get your money's worth, because I did come on tonight to say some things. I didn't just come on to come here willy-nilly and whatnot. I will do a bit of willy-nilly, but until we get down to business, I am going to be willy-nilly. But I do have some things, and I do have a lot to say about such things. But I want to keep the mood light until I get angry. So I'm trying to not do that right away, but we'll get into it very shortly. I promise you. But I agree, Jet. There's no diversity of thought by the left. He says, love that old classic metaphor. Don't let other people do to turn you from being just being a good person. If you ain't a saint, I know I'm far from one. I'm not a saint, man. Yeah, I'm not a saint either. I could do a lot better, but I don't even know what I have to offer people half the time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what I can. I don't have a lot to offer people in the way of anything. So, like, for me being generous, it's almost impossible. I'm kind of just here. When you get a call on your cell phone, and sometimes it'll be like scam caller or something like that, it'll show you that. I had one come up the other day and it said charity call, and I declined it. And about a minute after I declined what was coming up on my phone as the caller ID saying charity call, about a minute after I declined it, I regretted declining it. And because I felt bad. And I thought, what if they were actually calling to give me charity? And I blew them off. Dang, it's this close. Could have been some free money in that. Could have had some free money, and I thought about calling them back. Hey, you got a little cash for me? You want to send me a check, please? That's called a twist ending. I'm the next M. Night Shyamalan ding dong. I'll read some more chat here before we get down to business. I want to thank you all for being here, by the way. If you haven't already hit the thumbs up, please do it. It means a lot to me. It actually does. You might think it means nothing, and it takes no effort on your part hardly, but it means a lot to me whenever I can look back on my show maybe the next day and be like, some people enjoyed it, at least enough to give me a thumbs up, and because I'm spilling my heart out here. All right. I'm not begging for money. I'm begging for a thumbs up. That's all I'm begging for. Let's see here. Jet says, I think I might go down in history as probably the best tenant who's ever lived in my apartment complex in the last 8 years I've rented it out. I'm a good one too. I'm a very good tenant as well, Jet. I've been here in my place for about 6 years currently. And yeah, I walked outside today and my neighbor was out there talking to some random dude, and she was like, "How's everything?" I'm like, "Good." And she goes, "I never hear anything out of this guy." I'm like, "Well, that's surprising." But I mean, we do live like across from each other and not like right next to each other. She's across the hall and not on the other side of the wall. So it's like, yeah, why there's layers of bricks between us. If we were to hear each other, that'd be a real problem. I don't know. She likes to just hang out of her patio door and just see who's going by and say, "Hey." She's pretty nice, but I don't like it. Because one time she was like, "Oh, I saw in your apartment one day and it looked really clean." And I kind of made a face, and she was like, "Oh, it's not like I was like peeking in or anything. I just happened to notice." I'm like, creepy, creepy. You know what? I do keep it nice around here. I do. For a single, for a straight single white male, you know, who rarely has guests over to his home, I keep this place pretty nice. I do. I Swiffer the floors. The floors? I make sure everything looks tidy. I like the way I like it to be nice. It makes me feel comfortable. I could be a slob, but I choose not to. I was raised right. I'm going to continue Jet's comment here, and then I'll get back to Peter. Just as I put in maintenance requests, you've even had to call the manufacturer of the washing machines in my laundry room directly when there's a problem. Procedure gets it done. No doubt, man. It kind of depends on who you're working with sometimes. Not everyone's reliable, but if you follow the process, you can usually get the job done. You're not wrong about that, man. I've had a lot of bad property managers here where I live, and a lot of them just, you can put in a maintenance request, and yeah, they don't do anything, but they don't even respond to it. They're just like, "Hey, we don't care." But then this new lady, who seems to be ruling with a bit of an iron fist, and I like that. I'm on good terms with her, which is better than being on bad terms with her. She seems to be getting stuff done around here, and if people step out of line, and she gets rid of them, and I like that, you know. She's trying to get rid of my meth head neighbors, is what she told me. I hope she succeeds, because apparently they're not on the lease. They're living with their parents. They got out of prison, and now they're living with the parents. And I don't know, man. It's methed up. Anyways, let me get to Peter's comment here. He says, "Look what's been done to the art in the last century. There was music from Duke Ellington and Ella Fitzgerald, classy and cool love songs, party music right up to the 90s, and then came gangsta stuff." The gangstas, yeah, that, dude, if you want to, that's like a whole nother episode. But to quickly kind of go over that, some people believe that the CIA sort of invented gangster rap in order to create black culture to keep the black man down. You know what I mean? That's a theory, and we do discuss theories here on Hoffcast. But that is a theory. Is like, you know, there's a lot of stuff about Tupac out there, man. A lot of stuff about like him and Biggie. Like there allegedly Biggie, you know, Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls. Allegedly he had possibly taken a guy out who was known as BI-13, which is basically like BIG or something like that. I don't know, man. I don't know the whole story, but he took him out and stole his persona. And allegedly, like, that kind of happened with Lady Gaga. Allegedly had a roommate that died, and she stole that woman's persona, and which is kind of weird. It's kind of like stealing souls. Like if you're spiritual at all, it's kind of like, I'm going to steal this person. I'm going to kill them and steal their soul. Allegedly. All right. We're just theorizing out here. I'm not saying any of this is true by any means. I'm just saying this is stuff that I've just whispers in the wind that I've heard. All right. We're not out here to make allegations. Not regarding that anyway. But it is interesting. It's very interesting. But you're right, Peter. It is not even just that. It's been said that it goes back farther than even gangster rap. And it even goes back to like the hippie movement in the 60s and the Doors. I mean, you know, Jim Morrison's father was in the CIA, and he was like the leader of the Gulf of Tonkin, which was the false flag that created what the Vietnam War, I believe. Which war was it? I get all the wars mixed up, man. World War I and World War II. I thought the sequel was a little bit better, a little bit more exciting. Yeah, the Vietnam War. Yeah, that's what it was. Let's check this out real quick here. Why not? Confrontation in the Gulf of Tonkin, North Vietnam, which led the United States engaging more directly in the Vietnam War. And apparently, Jim Morrison's dad had a huge part in this. But not just that, it's just like the hippie movement in general, just these cultural shifts. Like I totally believe that culture is completely fabricated for the most part, and it's not something that we naturally do as humans. You know what I mean? You can look at it two ways. You can kind of be like, yeah, this is just the way we're progressing. Or you can look at it like there might be a hidden hand at play that's kind of shuffling the pieces around, making things happen in a certain way. And that's the way I believe a lot of the time, especially with the way things have been going in the past 5-10 years. But this could have been evident all through time. And I'm just, you know, maybe it's more evident now. Maybe we have more information. Maybe people are waking up. I don't know, man. I know that I've been able to see things way more clear in the past 5 or 10 years than I ever have in my life. So I don't know what the shift is going on. But also, when I'm saying I think I'm seeing things in more evident ways, I'm also more confused than I think I've ever been about things, which maybe that's the whole point, is they don't want you to know, you know, if they're coming or going. They want to keep you confused all the time, you know. Let's see what else is going on here. Jess says he recently discovered a dude lived across the hall and OD'd on drugs, sleeping in a laundry room. He left his sleeping bag. He alerted the property manager, and he realized he was sleeping. He immediately called the police and removed him. I thought it was some random homeless guy, but this person was the person I lived with across the street for like the first year I lived at my apartment. And plus, even before I knew he was a drug addict and OD'd on this stuff, the police often showed up to do checks on him because he was a high-risk individual. Some people are like that, man. Like, it's good that I guess you check on him too, but you can't be responsible for someone else's actions if they're an addict, you know. But it's nice that you have that mindset and that kindness about you to check in on people, you know. Peter says one theory I heard was the Vietnam War was used to separate the U.S. from their gold reserves by spending like mad on a war. The banks bought the gold, gave them cash, and they went off the gold standard and onto the oil standard. I have to do more research on that, but I mean, I totally believe it. I totally believe that's part of it. Well, we went over to Venezuela recently. We captured their dictator. We brought him back here, and we didn't even lie about it. We're like, yeah, we're trying to take your oil. It's about the oil. That's why we captured the dictator of Venezuela. It's not because we're trying to free the people or anything like that. We really just want to lower gas prices here in America. That's the goal. That's the number one goal. Because you can't be having gas being $4 around here. Under Biden, dude. Remember the dude. We're gonna start getting political around here, all right? We're gonna start getting political right about now. Dude, I remember the month Biden got elected. It wasn't 3 weeks after he got elected that gas went up $2.50. I'm not saying it went up to $2.50 per gallon. I'm saying it went up $2.50. It went from $1.99 a gallon up to $4.50 a freaking gallon. And I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. And then like a lot of people did notice. That's why you would see on the gas pumps, you would see those little stickers and it would have Joe Biden pointing at the number and it said, I did that. And prices, they fluctuated throughout his term, but typically they were very high. And they're still not low under Trump, but they're rarely where I live over $3 a gallon. Rarely. It's been between 2 and 3 this entire year. Besides under Biden, it was $4.19, $4.39, $3.75. And it never dipped below 3 under Biden, really. And so everyone's saying that like the president doesn't have control over this stuff. You're an idiot. You're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. And you're probably just trying to cover up for someone or save face for somebody. I don't even know why people stick their necks out for politicians. I don't. I'm not trying to stick my neck out for Trump right now. I'm just saying the facts of what happened. I don't know how much Trump was involved with this stuff, but I'm just telling you the facts and what happened. That's all I'm doing right now. I will get biased. I will get very biased here very shortly, but I was just trying to tell you what happened in those years. And I know this because I was there and I witnessed it and I saw it with my own 2 eyes and I paid it with my own money, my own hard-earned cash. That's how I know. Let's see. Jeff Sparks says we need to go back to the gold standard. We actually start mining asteroids, the elements in those things will be highly valued. Who knows what's in an asteroid, bro? You're talking real Avatar stuff out here. He says, yeah, but of course people want an actual dictator, but they think Trump is a king or something. Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh, dude. Yeah, you got to give it to the liberals, man. Their No Kings protest totally worked. We don't have any kings. Man, they finally accomplished something, which they didn't. This is a well-known fact. But a lot of these things, they act like they're grassroots protests, like the No Kings protest. They act like they're grassroots. These are all funded. They're all organizations. I know for a fact because my parents are involved in one of them. I know that for a fact. My parents are liberals. I love them to death, but we don't agree on politics at all. And but they are part of a group. They're called the Indivisible Group. I like to call them the Invisible Group because nobody cares. But they act like it's a grassroots, like the people are just rising, because they're so fed up with things. This is all BS. This is completely BS. This is AstroTurf. This is all funded, just like the BLM riots, the George Floyd riots, everything like that. We're going to get into this stuff. But it's all make-believe and live-action role-playing for these people. Like, bash the fascists and, punch a Nazi if you see one. All right, well, I see Nazis about as often as I see kangaroo here in Ohio. You kind of have to go looking for them, like at a zoo or something, if you want to find them. They're not just out and about on every street corner. And the Nazis that do walk around with their flags, they're not real Nazis. They're not real Nazis. They wear masks. There's like 8 of them. Everyone in the bagel shop could easily take them out. So they're not real Nazis. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're coming down the street and taking all the Jews out of the bagel shop and throwing them in a gas chamber. That's not what's going on out here. It's all live action role playing. A lot of this stuff is funded just to get people mad about things. Just to get people a little bit upset about things, to get people riled up, to get them out of their comfort zone, you know? Oh, we got it too good here in America. We can't allow that to happen. Let's let in a bunch of illegal immigrants to really stir the melting pot up. Absolutely right, Peter. Absolutely right. Fedsies. Absolutely right. 100% right about that. Just like the Antifa is mainly feds, you know. But they'll try to lie to you. They will try to lie to you and say that this is all grassroots organizations, just regular people not being offered anything or any sort of initiative or incentive to obligate in order to do things for these organizations. Nah, it's just regular people just decided all at once to go out on the street and start protesting. This is a lie. These are very organized events. These are very, very organized events. They're all planned. They're all set up. The reason for everything, dude, if you want to talk about real deep, we're going to talk about real deep tonight. It's not even just the fact that these protests are set up. It's that the events are set up in advance to cause the protests. Cause, reaction, solution. And we're dealing with some really extremely evil people in the world. Extremely evil. Give me just a second here. I'm gonna grab a drink. It'll just take me a second. I'll be right back. But I'm gonna get that before I go into things. We'll go with a triple threat. We'll fill the rest of this bad boy up with a Smith Wicks here. We'll fill the rest with the third one in the 3-pack. We'll make it triple. We'll make a black and tan and red. I call it the Injun Joe. You all right, Kira? A little bit of a cough there. She's all right, though. You all right? I just shocked her. I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, let's see here, man. We're gonna have to get in because I have to say a lot about this stuff tonight. So we're gonna get into the main stuff. Let's just do it. We've been on for about an hour now. Let's just get into the main stuff. So what we are going to be discussing tonight is clearly what the title was. It's the fact that the people in Minnesota, the liberals. So if you didn't already know, there was ICE coming through Minnesota because they got this big problem with Somalians and illegal immigrants. We're doing long story short here, and then we'll get into the depth. Long story short, there are too many illegal immigrants in Minnesota because Minnesota is a left-run state by Governor Tim Walz, who, thank goodness, is not our vice president. Oh my gosh, dude, this whole place would be effed by now. But this and Ilhan Omar run this very liberal state where they allow Somalians in by the tens of thousands. And you're like, well, what's wrong with that, Hoff? You know what's wrong with that. You're naive if you don't know, because one, they're not really working, but they will take some jobs. But number two, they're funneling tons of money through money laundering, through false fake organizations, as well known as, like, the daycares there in Minnesota, in order to allow these people to live absolutely rent free. Just like, they don't have to pay for anything. They have to pay for their shelter, their food, their transportation, and they're paying the left, the liberals, the Democrats are literally funneling money through daycare centers, fake daycare centers with no kids, in order to get all these Somalians in. Because Ilhan Omar, for one thing, she's a Somalian, I believe, or whatever. And then not just that, but the fact that they know if they give if the left give these people free things, then they can allow these illegal immigrants to vote illegally in elections for them. Because we all know how the Democrats like to do elections. They never play fair, do they? Joe Biden, 82 million votes. I'm doing the Leo DiCaprio meme. Joe Biden, 82 million votes. There's no chance in this lifetime that you're ever going to convince me that that was legitimate. There's no chance. There's nothing that you could ever say or show me that could ever convince me in my lifetime till the day I die that election was legitimate. 2 a.m., all of a sudden Joe Biden gets 8 billion votes. He got all the votes on the planet, even from dead people. Dead people love Joe Biden so much they got out of their damn graves and they got into the voting booth and they voted for Joe Biden. That's how great of a candidate he was. So what happened recently is that ICE went to Minnesota to round up some of these Somalis. Have you ever seen that movie with Tom Hanks, Captain Phillips, where he's on the boat and the Somali pirates come and take it over? Like, it's kind of what's going on right now. And they're like, look at me. I'm the captain now. Like, that's what they're trying to do with America. They're trying to take it over like Captain Phillips' boat. You know? I never thought Somalis had a good reputation, for one thing. And now Americans are like, we got to save the Somalis. Why? They don't care about us. I'll get more into that. What's up, Cronus? How you doing, man? So you had this woman. Let's be very specific here. A lesbian poet who decided to go out and try to block ICE, try to impede federal agents from carrying out their jobs. And she was out there allegedly all day. This is her big thing. She was anti-ICE. By the way, I'm pro-ICE, in case you don't know. I'm like 100% pro-ICE. Like, I want ICE on every corner of the street, just taking all of them out. That's the way I feel. I'm zero tolerance. I want every illegal out of the country. No questions asked. I don't care. I don't care. if you're here illegally, I want you out. And I want you out now. I want you out yesterday. I am 100% pro ICE. Am I saying ICE is the smartest government organization ever? Probably not. They're probably, you know, they probably F up their jobs quite a bit. But am I pro the idea of ICE? Yes, I am. I want to get every illegal out of this place right now. Right now. Right now. And I zero tolerance from me. Zero. I don't want you around. I don't want you here. So anyways, this lady's trying to block ICE in order to protect Somalis who don't care about her. And these agents, they're fed up with it. These ICE agents, they're fed up. We'll show the video here in a second. They're fed up with it. And they try to surround her and arrest her so they can actually get on with doing their job. You know? She resists arrest. She does not comply with the ICE agents. One of the agents steps in front of her vehicle to block her from trying to go anywhere, and she does the unthinkable and guns it, gasses the car, nearly running over the ICE agent, nearly ending his life. So you know what he does? He ended hers. I'm not pro-murder for anybody. I'll make that very clear right here off the bat. So if anyone wants to come back at me later on about this, I've already said I don't want anyone killing anyone out here. You got to stop being stupid is what I'm trying to say. You got to stop believing these lies by the left. They're going to get you into situations where you think you're going to take on federal agents. Who are you, Batman? You need a little bit more prep time than that. You know what I mean? Cronus, I appreciate you stopping by, man. He goes, is that beer? Yeah, I poured, this is a black and tan is what I poured earlier. I poured a Harp and a Guinness together. Cheers, man. Irish drinking. So let's take a look at some video here. Let me see if I can find this. I'm sure it's not going to be hard to find. I'll just go to X and find it. I want to thank everyone who's here now and anyone who's watched tonight or will watch in the future. I do appreciate you. I'm going to verify that I'm human. Oh, my account's locked. Oh, okay. There were some odd things going on with my account. I don't know what's true about that, but let's find out here. I might be trying to log into the wrong account. Which one would that be? Yeah, man, I think I got the wrong one up on that. Why can't I find that one on this Gmail account? I thought I had this one up here on this Gmail account. Let me see if I can sign into it. We'll find out here. Google. Okay, there we go. Looks like we're getting somewhere. All right. I'll enter this code. We'll verify that it is me. Authenticate. Using the arrows, move the person to the... Look at this. Look at what I'm looking at right now. This is wild. I have to, using the arrows, move the person to the indicated seat. So they want the seat with the K and the ice skate. So I got to move this guy. Oh my dude. All right. Cool. Let's roll. My account is suspended. Look at that. I don't even know what my account was suspended for. I don't remember saying anything that bad. That's not the right account. My account is not suspended. That's not the right account. I'm using the wrong account. But who knows why that one is suspended? That's interesting. That's kind of funny though. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny. Not sure about that one. Sometimes that happens though. You know what I mean? I guess sometimes you say things and people don't like them online. Let me see if I can actually like get into this one here. See if this one will work. Hey, there we go. No, I don't want to upgrade to premium. Thank you very much. Oh, there we go. All right, let me see if we can. I wonder what that account got banned for. A lot of people got their accounts back. Apparently, I said something so bad that I never got my account back for that one. Let me read the chat here while I'm looking around here. Peter says Somalia is a pretty inhospitable environment. And you mean a shithole country? Their major resource was fish caught by small home-built wood boats. Fishing was the base of their economy. Then the factory ships raked their area and the fishery collapsed the economy with it. They weren't rich before, but they were okay. And that happened. They went straight to hell. That's why there's so many pirates. They're up, yeah. All right, so let's see here. Let's see if we can find this bad boy. I'm sure it won't be hard to. I want to see the original video. I'm looking for the original video. Here we go. By the way, this video is annoying. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's just annoying, the whole thing. Everything about this is annoying. All right, so here you got the ice truck pulling up. We'll just watch it and then I'll comment. All right, I'll shut up. We're not gonna watch all 4.5 minutes.
You! Shame! 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 Dude, what's happening to her? What happened? Dude.
I don't know if I can watch much more of this on here. We might be getting into tricky territory. Again, I want to be very clear before I proceed to absolutely rampage this entire situation. I am not pro anyone getting taken out. I'm not celebrating anyone getting taken out. I think it's an absolute tragedy. I think it's the dumbest thing that could have possibly happened, and it didn't need to happen. That being said, I'm going to rampage the fuck out of this. Read the comment real quick. Pierce says, when pride cometh, then cometh shame. I don't know. I'm shaming the people who were the actual criminals. Carter says someone watched too many Game of Thrones. I've never seen that show. I've never seen a single episode of it. I've never watched it ever. I couldn't tell you a single character from the show. I have no idea I don't know what Game of Thrones really is, besides it was a book and they turned it into a show. Jess Sparks makes a great point. They're doing all this LARPing as a gotcha moment, not to mention the lady was obstructing them from doing their job. Here we go. Let's watch this again. And this time I'm going to commentate. So again, let's try to retread the story here so we're not lost on things. Allegedly, the car here on the right that's parked perpendicular in the road, which is already illegal, that's already a crime. It's a traffic offense. It's a minor traffic offense, but it's not a big one until you start resisting arrest. You know? But that's not what she was. She wasn't just, I'm just going to park my car in the middle of the road for no reason. No, she's parked in the middle of the road because she's trying to keep ICE from going after Somalians. And we are talking about a white, lesbian, liberal woman. Of course, lesbian, that insinuates. But these white women, they got to be shut down, dude. I don't know what the hell's going on with the white women these days. They're online too much. They got too much free time. They think they watch too many Captain Marvel movies, dude, with all this girl boss, yes, queen, empowerment. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to fight the system. They're too empowered to the point where they're like a crackhead who thinks they can jump out of a five-star hotel story, a 5-story hotel window, jump out of it and then fly. This is the kind of empowerment and encouragement they have received, is that they can do anything and they are invincible. They're untouchable. They think they're special, especially the gays, especially the lesbians. They think that they're better than everyone. They think they're special. What's up, Tony Nasser, and what's up, Tim Hayes? How you doing tonight, fellas? Good to see you. You got here at the best part. I just started getting into my rant, and Daddy ain't happy. Daddy ain't happy out here, boys. All these fucking stupid LGBTQ fucking morons who go on Twitter, they're keyboard warriors, and somehow in their minds, they get these delusions of fucking grandeur. Where I'm going to go out there, I'm going to bash the fascists, I'm going to show them, then I can go back on Twitter or TikTok, and I can show everyone how many cool points I have in my liberal little echo chamber. I'm so cool now. I bashed the fascists. Yay. Guess what? The fascists bashed the fuck out of you. Motherfuckers, you're so fucking stupid. So stupid. This is what they think in their minds, is they're going to be heroes. This is what they get, these stupid white women, after watching Captain Marvel movies and Marvel movies, female empowerment, fucking Snow White and shit like that. Whatever the fucking media is throwing at them to make you feel like, yes, queen. Yes, you are the best. I'm the best in the world. Sit down and shut the fuck up, bitch, and make me a sandwich. I'm quoting Nick Fuentes. Turkey and provolone. You know? Sit down and shut the fuck up, bitch. I want to show that right now if I can find it, actually. It's right here. I found it right away. It was in my history. Let's switch over to this one real quick.
The fuck up, bitch!
Refresh. Why is it always muted?
Sit down and shut the fuck up, bitch! That's what a man has to say. And make me a sandwich and make it good. Turkey and provolone. Can you handle that? Sit down and shut the fuck up, bitch!
Oh, man, that's good stuff. Oh, let's get back to what the point of this is, though. That still makes me laugh, but I'm still serious here tonight. I'm still upset as much as that makes me laugh. We have to be real here. And we've really gotten to the point where it is like George Orwell's 1984, where you can literally see something with your own eyes, listen to it with your own ears, and then the left will tell you that's not what happened. No, that's not what happened. This woman is a hero. She was a martyr. Standing up for the Somalis, the real Americans here, the real patriots here in America, the Somalis. That's who she risked her life for, and she gave her life for. For people who aren't even going to show up to her candlelight vigil after she got shot 3 times in the face, trying to help them. Sit on that for a second, huh? Why the fuck are these people, why the fuck are these morons risking their lives for people who don't give a fuck if they live or die? Why? Because they've been told, they've been brainwashed that you are a hero, that you're the better person. You're on the right side of history. You're standing up for humanity. No, you're not. You're not standing up for jack squat. You're standing up for your own life being taken. In fact, you would still be here today. This lesbian poet would still be here today, even though she was a shit person from what I heard. She lost her kids, which is amazing. Lesbians with kids, who knows how that works? Adoption, maybe. I don't know. Old boyfriends, you know, you just found out that you're gay, midlife crisis, and now I'm gonna buzz my head and be a fucking butch dyke, you know. But apparently, like, look, none of this would have fucking happened if you hadn't fucking voted in the first place. For politicians who allow illegal immigrants to come in here, and then we have to come in and clean up the mess. And then you trust these corrupt, evil, libtard fuck politicians. You trust them enough with your own life to go in there and impede federal investigations where they're actually trying to help you. What did the Somalis ever do for you? By the way, for any lesbian community, for the gay community, for the liberals, what did the fucking Somalis ever do for you? What did they ever fucking do for you? And what would they ever do for you? The answer is nothing. They would never do a fucking thing for you. And yet you're going to fucking impede in the middle of the road? You're going to give your life up for a bunch of shithole residents that migrated here just to take advantage of our country and your money? Your tax-paying dollars? What are you, fucking retarded? It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, I mean, nobody deserves to die. But for fuck's sake, you're a fucking moron. I'm not saying you deserved it. But man, if you play with fire, you're gonna get burned. And you might be saying, oh, people might say, oh, well, Hoff, you weren't saying the same thing about Charlie Kirk. A lot of people thought Charlie Kirk deserved to get shot. Charlie Kirk was sitting in a fucking tent having a conversation, doing nothing illegal. He wasn't parking his car in the middle of the road impeding federal investigations. So if you want to make that fucking argument with me, you better shut the fuck up right now. Because it's two different things, and you know it. So don't keep lying, you dumb bitches. I'm not talking to my audience. I'm talking to the fucking idiots out there who probably never see this. But I'm mad about it. What the hell? What benefit is it to this country? Anyone in the chat, anybody who is watching right now, please give me an answer in the chat right now. Please give me an answer. What is the benefit? Listen to me carefully. Answer it truthfully. What is the benefit of allowing illegal immigrants into our country? What is it making better around here? What is that benefiting our country or the American citizens who have been here or were born here? Allowing them in here, and then not only that, which we'll get into this here in just a minute, but not only that, but laundering taxpayers' money through fake fraud organizations in order to allow these illegal fuckheads to come into our country and loot, pillage, and rape, basically. They want to rape us, dude. They want to rape your daughter. They're not here because they love America. They're not trying to become America. They're not waving an American flag. They hate you. They hate America. They're coming here to leech and to make it a third world shithole, much like their old country. How the fuck is that going to work out? But there is no one can give me, you give me the real answers out here because you guys are smart in my chat. Cronus says only for voting purposes, the benefit. Yeah, RIP Charlie, I agree. RIP Charlie, absolutely. Look, I wasn't a big follower of Charlie Kirk, but I was not happy when that happened. I still think there's a lot of shadiness around that whole thing, but that's not what tonight's episode is about, and I don't want to get into Candace Owens tonight. Tim says only the demon rats benefit. Taxation is theft. I agree with that. Peter says the benefits is twofold. One, they weaken the culture of freedom, and two, it juices the economy by injecting borrowed money into the system. There we go. Cronus says, I love America. I love America too, brother. Hell yeah. Cheers to that. Jeff Sparks says, you really got to love how celebrities dodge taxes most of the time. You know? So I don't even know. Some of the, oh, sorry about that. Been having some issues recently where things just kind of go down out of nowhere, but I get them back up quickly. So if it happens again, I'll be right back. Where was I here? I was getting too close to the target, Tim. You know, I was getting too close to the target. And so what happens? And what I believe is with these people who try to make excuses for the benefits of illegal immigrants coming to our country, they're absolutely phenomenal. the mental gymnastics they come up with, and also the hypocrisy of exactly what they're saying is the definition of insanity. What they say is like, well, we need the illegals here to do the jobs you don't want to do. Not true. Well, who's going to pick your cotton if we don't get illegals in here? Whoa, buddy. Whoa. Who's going to clean your hotel room if we don't have illegals around here? Whoa, buddy. Whoa. Nobody was saying anything about that. Whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, I'm pretty sure Americans can clean the hotel room. Look at what we've built in this country. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, nobody ever said anything about that. Well, you're gonna lose out on so many good street tacos if you don't let if you don't let illegals into our country. You're gonna miss out on some good dining cuisine, like some street tacos with corn in them. I don't go to them food trucks. That's stupid. I don't trust their food. It's probably gross. It's probably not even, it's probably like 3 days old because no one goes to them places, man. It's probably money laundering through them food trucks somehow. You know what I mean? You never see anybody at them. I don't know how they stay in business. But I live on the west side of Columbus, and just me personally, where I live, it's a very Hispanic, Latino, Mexican community, and there's a fucking taco food truck on every corner, like literally, like they're all over, and there's nobody buying tacos out here, not even the Mexicans. You don't see Mexicans lined up at the food truck to buy street tacos, you know, for some chimichangas. You don't see it. Somehow it's a benefit. It's a benefit to everybody. Hurts nobody. Grows economy. That's for you, Tony. If we allow hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants into our country who don't care about being American, it's a free party for them. It's a free invite to the best party in the world, basically, for these people. And I want to be very clear. I want every single one of them out. Every last one. Zero tolerance from Hoff. Zero. If you're here illegally, I want you out of the country. If you want to come here and you want to be a citizen and you love America and you go through the citizenship test and you live here for some years and you don't commit any crimes, come on in. I'll have you. You know, I'm all about that action. I'm not against that at all. But if you come here just because you got imported on a boat or a plane and it's a free ride for you to the best party in the world, and you don't even want to be American and you don't care about American values or traditions or a patriotism, and you just want to burn it down so you can make your own third world shithole country here in America, fuck you. And fuck all the liberals defending that mentality. And they're brainwashed. I don't understand why these people are defending the illegal immigrants that come over here who loot, pillage, and rape from our citizens. It's literally the definition of communism. It's like socialism, communism. And they're who are the fascists? Who are the Nazis? I'm not so sure anymore. You know? Let's take a look at this again. I gotta put it on mute because I can't stand that woman screaming. I won't put it on mute. I won't.
No!
It's so annoying.
No! Shame!
Who is screaming no? Are they screaming no like no, don't fuck with ICE? Or are they screaming no, don't mess with her? Because I'm guessing that's the second one, because then after this happens, she's like mad at all the ICE agents.
Shame! Oh my fucking god!
Watch your language.
What the fuck? What the fuck? You just fucking, what the fuck did you do? You are fucking criminals!
I love how whoever's filming this says you all are criminals. Meanwhile, there's a woman parking her car perpendicular in the middle of a public street, which I wouldn't necessarily declare a criminal, but that is a traffic violation and that is an offense. And if you refuse to get out of the road and you refuse to obey police asking you to get out of the road, get out of your car so they can get your car out of the road, maybe not just even for ICE, but just for someone else wanting to drive down the fucking street. No, Kronos, I can't fucking use another word that starts with F. So yeah, fuck. If you just do that in any day real life, it doesn't even have to be ICE agents on the street. If you just park your car perpendicular in the middle of the street and block traffic, and then the cops pull up and they say, hey, get out of the fucking road, and you say no, and they ask you to get out of your car because we're going to arrest you because you're not complying with the law, and then you try to run over one of the police officers, guess what the fuck's going to happen? Like, I don't know how else to put it. You're so fucking retarded to do something like this. You got empowerment from a bunch of bullshit. You got so much empowerment. Yes, queen, go, and all this TikTok bullshit. We gotta bash the fascists. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. Appreciate you, bro. Agree, Kronos. If an officer tells you to do something, do it. Just do it. It's gonna end up way better than if you don't. I'll tell you that. It might not end up good, but it's gonna end up better than if you don't. You know, and that's just the way it is. There's nothing else I can tell you about that. But this woman wasn't just, this lesbian wasn't just out there just willy-nilly. She had been doing this allegedly for a while, just trying to impede the progress of these officers. Like she's some sort of hero, some sort of Captain Marvel, Brie Larson lesbian out here, just bashing fascists, just getting her done, you know.
You're fucking criminals! What the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? You are fucking insane!
She's yelling at the wrong people. You know, like the people who are insane are the people who cross the street and park their car in the middle of the road and block traffic, and then they don't obey police when they ask you to get out of a public road. Again, this didn't even have to be ICE related. If you just park your car in the middle of a public road and you refuse to move, eventually the police are going to get involved. And if you don't get out of your car, they're going to try to arrest you. And if you don't comply, bad things are going to happen. That's just the chain of events. And if you think it's going to go any different than that, well, then you're going to, yeah, FAFO, fuck around, find out. Peter, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to find out. You're not just impeding ICE, you're impeding everyone else who wants to drive down that road. It's a public street, you know, and maybe that's not that big of a crime, just parking your car. It's not that big of a crime, but as soon as you start resisting and you're making it a problem for everyone else, then it becomes a bigger deal. And then if you don't want to get out of the car, you don't want to get arrested. And then also, not only that, you try to flee the scene and take out an officer at the same time. It's not going to work out for you. I don't know what else to say. And these libtard fucks can't wrap their stupid little minds around that. They're so small-minded. They are so stupid. They can't figure out shit. They just can't figure it out. It's too complicated for them. It's just too hard to figure it out. Oh, if I commit a crime, maybe the law will come after me. Holy shit. That's a revelation, isn't it? Holy shit. I didn't know that. If I keep fucking around with the law, are they might going to come at me? From what I know, this woman already had a lot of leeway. They let her keep going for a while. And eventually, I think they were just like, fuck this. We got to arrest this woman. We've already given her enough. It's going to look bad, but we got to arrest her. And then she tried to run someone over, and then bang, bang, it's done. Situation's over. They didn't have to chase her. They didn't have to go through a chase through the town where some pedestrians or other cars might have been in danger, where this woman is fleeing ICE. There could have been other people involved in this as well. There could have been other people hurt by this woman if she would have been able to flee down the scene and actually try to outrun these agents. They would have chased her at high speed. She would have broken some traffic laws, guarantee it. I mean, speculating, but come on, she'd already broken quite a few at this point. So I'm not against her running a fucking stop sign at this point. And she could have, if someone went crossing the street, she might have hit somebody. If the car, she didn't stop at a stop sign, she could have T-boned somebody, killed them. She might have lived and some innocent person might have died. Do you know what I'm saying here? Like, when does it end? How long do you just let these fucking animals just roam and try to eat everyone up? You gotta put a muzzle on them. You gotta cage them up a little bit. This woman, she didn't want that. She's too wild of an animal. That's not a compliment. That's an insult. And she got the tranquilizer, the permanent tranquilizer. Let me get to the chat here a little bit. I got a lot more going on here tonight, boss. Not a lot. I don't want to drag this out for forever, but there are so many other things that I kind of wanted to at least touch on in order to make my case, which I don't think there's much of a case to be made unless you're fucking retarded. I think you agree with me on these things. But yeah, there were some other things I wanted to involve in this whole bigger picture here, including the daycare centers. Let me read the chat here for just a second here. I don't think I said hi to Jim. What's up, Jim? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. If I didn't, I'm so sorry, bud. Great to see you, man. Said in court is the place to argue, not on the street with the police. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Yeah, Kern says, and what if there's someone what if there's a fire or someone having a heart attack and this woman's just impeding? Yeah, that happens all the time. It happens all the time. And that could have impeded someone else from getting there. All good points, I don't know how anyone can argue against this. I mean, you got to be really, really brainwashed in order to make a case for this lesbian poet. Peter says when protesting when cops are doing their job and trying to obstruct their work should be very illegal for the sake of public safety. Look, I'm not against protesting. Look, I am personally, I'm against protesting, as in I would never do such a thing because I think it's a waste of time and you're probably putting yourself in a bad situation. If you're not the one instigating, well, someone else there at a protest is probably crazy because who attends protests is crazy people. I'm going to take this down for a second. You know who attends protests? Crazy people attend protests. So, when you put yourself in a situation where there's potentially someone in that crowd that might be a little bit too radicalized, they might be carrying a weapon, they might have some other alternatives in their mind, some ideas about some real anger, maybe some mental health issues, and then you get in a protest where people are all fired up and stuff, and it's a bad situation to be in. I don't recommend anyone. Look, I'm not against it. Again, it's your American right to go protest. But I've said this before on Hoffcast, I believe. Everything's a fucking protest now. It's you know what I mean? I'm not going to protest in that McDonald's that they took the McRib out, you know, even though I don't eat McRibs. This seems like a thing that would happen in this day and age. Mitz, what's up? How you doing? Long time no see, Mitz. Hope you're doing very well. Hope you're having a happy new year. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Yeah, Kernan says TDS is worse than heroin. I bet heroin feels better. Yeah, Peter says, have a march, whatever, but gathering to distract and obstruct immigrant agents or any law enforcement is flat out dangerous. Again, the entire reason we are in the situation where we have people protesting is because we already fucked up. Not we. I didn't vote for Biden or any liberal that allowed illegal immigrants into this country, whether from the northern border, southern border, planes, boats. I would never vote for such a thing. I have a zero tolerance policy on illegal immigration. Zero, baby. Zip, none. Don't want you. Don't want you here. You're making my country stink. You smell bad. Yeah, fuck you. Your country stinks and you fucking stink. Anyways, but the whole reason we're here is because we allowed this to happen. And now we're trying to solve a problem that's nearly impossible to solve, especially when you got retard lefties out there. And I truly don't know what their angle is. I know I already asked it earlier. What is the benefit besides, the taxes and the voting and everything? I guess those are big benefits for the left. But them pretending that they're called, they pretend, they call themselves patriots. And they say they're doing it for democracy. Everything's for the democracy. We're fighting for our democracy out here. You know why you're doing it. You know damn well why you're doing it. But what I don't get, what I truly don't get, I know why the politicians do it and the people funding these things do it, but I don't understand why the average citizen falls for this bullshit. I truly don't understand how the average citizen is like, let me get involved here. Let me park my car in front of federal agents and then get shot in the face 3 times. How does it go from... Well, that escalated quickly, How does it go from that to that? What kind of like you remember those shows where they'd be like, it probably happened in Batman with the Joker or something, but they go on TV and they would try to hypnotize people. Like they'd put it on the air where they'd have the spinning wheel, red and white wheel, and it would hypnotize the masses. You know what I'm talking about? And it's just a red and white wheel, but then people would be staring at it and they'd be like, oh, I will listen to whatever you say. What is the red and white wheel for the liberals, for the left? What are they watching every day? What is spinning on their media that makes them so dumb? You know what I mean? Like, what makes them so gay? What makes them so dumb and gay? What are they putting in the water? The lefty water there. What are they put? They're drinking dumb gay water just night and day. Just it's all I'm drinking. Just keep giving me dumb gay water. Love that dumb gay water. Can't get enough dumb gay water. Oh, can't get enough of that dumb gay Kool-Aid. Watermelon. Love it. I want that. I like that Kool-Aid, that dumb gay Kool-Aid that's curry flavored. I normally don't laugh at myself that hard, but fuck, that's funny. Oh man, I want my dumb gay water unfiltered. I want to get sick from my dumb gay Kool-Aid. Oh, dude. Oh man. I shouldn't have gone with that one for so long, but I was having fun with it. Let me get back to the chat here for a second, then I want to get into a couple more things. What time is it? It's almost a little bit on for about 2 hours here. I can go for a little bit longer. I want to thank everyone, by the way, while you're here. I want to thank everyone who's watching, everyone who has watched, everyone who's going to watch in the future. I want to thank you so much. I know I don't do these very often anymore, but I plan to kind of do these a little bit more often because I kind of miss it a little bit. I miss my rants. It's like therapy to me. I can really get things out, and it feels good. It feels really good. Not going to lie to you. But if you're enjoying the show, if you just do me a favor, please donate $100 in the super chat for me. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Just give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. That's all I'm asking for. I could use money, but I'm not begging on YouTube for fucking money. All I'm begging for is for a thumbs up. Cheers, bosses. Thank you. But most of all, I'm just thankful that you're here watching. So that means more than anything. Let's see here. Yeah, Jeff Sparks says it's just so pathetic. She puts the life of a bunch of strangers who have been invading this country above the lives of her own children. She doesn't even. I read online earlier that this lesbian poet would burn her kids with cigarettes, allegedly. And she had her kids taken away. So maybe the kids don't even miss her that much. I don't know. I'm not going to speak on behalf of her kids, but I imagine they're like, man, I got real sick of getting burned by cigarettes by my lesbian mom. Where's my dad at, by the way? Where's dad? Where's my dad at? Now I don't have a mom or a dad. Fuck. I wish my mom wasn't such a dumb fuck lesbian who drank dumb fuck Kool-Aid. Dumb gay Kool-Aid all day. Spiced with curry and chimichurri sauce. And Jeff Sparks says these protests were actually sometimes poised and someone went to incite violence to get the police to retaliate, to get average people arrested, to be radicalized. It's all part of the plan. We got a winner right here, boys. We got a winner right here. That's what I'm talking about, Jet. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. You get it clearly. I don't think everyone gets it, but obviously my man Jet Sparks gets it. Clearly, my man Jet Sparks gets this. He ain't no dummy. He ain't drinking the dumb gay Kool-Aid out here. I'll tell you that. Neither am I. Cheers. I'm drinking Irish beer, baby. Peter says, run for the border, the Taco Bell slogan. It's playing justice by playing south. And it goes the other direction, too, if you look. That's in the running for comment of the night right there, buddy. I like that one. I like that. I never actually announce comment of the night. I just always say you're in the running. There's never a real award, so don't expect one. But I always like to say that. Cronus is right. It's a constitutional republic, not a democracy. Absolutely correct about that. Jess says it's also crazy. This year marks the 250th anniversary of the birth of the United States. Amen. And I think because of this crap, we're on the verge of a civil war. Man, that's something I wanted to bring up is this civil war talk that's going on right now, man. And this all boils down to this Tim Walz thing, dude, where this guy, governor of Minnesota, somehow ended up running for vice president with Kamala Harris. Could you imagine where this country would be right now if they had won? Look, I'm not saying we're in the best spot with Trump, but what I am saying is, could you imagine what it would be under those two? Holy crap, bro. Dude, this whole we'd already be a third world shithole country by now. Like every state would be Somalia or Mexico, you know? Fuck Mexico. I don't care. Fuck Mexico. I like Mexicans that have been Americanized and that like want to be part of America, and they wear the cowboy hats and they're a lot of fun, and they drink tequila, but they're like, hey, I see, hey, what up, pendejo, and they're like, hey, dog, what's going on, dog? And I like those Mexicans, but I don't like the ones that don't speak any English and they just live here illegally, Same as Somalis or any other. The Haitians, dude, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Yeah, good old Tampon Tim. That's right. We'll get back into him in just a minute here. Peter said, I prayed for God to show her mercy, but the word I got was the weight of her sins was too great. I didn't really know anything about her at the time. Are you talking about Kamala or the woman who got shot here? Let me see if I can find this. There's no guarantee I can find this video that I saw earlier, but I'll try my best here. Woman. Let's see if I can find something like this here. Where did I see? I think maybe I could go on YouTube. I think I saw it on Matt Walsh's channel. I think is where I saw it, possibly. If I can bring up this video here, I think it's a very telling video. And look, I like Matt Walsh. Sue me. I don't care. I don't like everything about him, but I do like Matt Walsh. Let me see if I can find the video here. I'm not trying to watch a Matt Walsh video. I'm trying to find a clip that he showed. Is what I'm trying to do. Actually, I could probably show a bunch of clips from this because I watched the whole video, but was it him or was it someone else? I don't think it was his video. I could be wrong about this. Regardless of that clip, this one is super this one's pretty important. Jess says Kamala wasn't even mentioned. Or not, it wasn't even nominated. Sorry. She just said, I'll be running in Joe's spot because they know he was too senile to even function at that point. Not just that, but Joe Biden said, look, I'm not trying to stick up for Joe Biden here. I fucking hate Joe Biden. But he told the American public back in like 2023, 2022, I don't know the exact year, but it was in his middle of his term as president. He told everyone that he had cancer. And nobody. Here's what happened. He said, just like, let me see if I can find the clip here, just so I can prove you guys. But he said he had cancer, and then the left tried to cover it up. I bet I can't even find this clip because I bet they took it down. He said it 2 years ago, and I was like, yeah, it was 2022. It's right here. Check this out. This is why you can't believe the left. Check this out.
This was telling me on the way up how folks used to get a rag out and wipe the gunk off of their car's windshields in the morning just to be able to drive. Not very much unlike where I grew up in a place called Claymont, Delaware, which has more oil refineries than Houston, Texas had in its region, just across the line in Pennsylvania. And all the prevailing winds were our way. I just lived up the road. In an apartment complex when we moved to Delaware. And just up the road, a little school I went to, Holy Rosary Grade School. And because it was a 4-lane highway that was accessible, my mother drove us, and rather than us be able to walk. And guess what? The first frost, you knew what was happening. You had to put on their windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer, and why I can't for the longest time. Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
There it was. He said that in 2022. And when he said that, after the left said for so long that this guy, he's completely coherent. He's completely coherent. He knows exactly what he's saying all the time. And then he says this, he goes,
and why I can't for the longest time. Delaware had the, and why I can't for the longest time. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer, and why I can't for the longest time.
See, then all of a sudden when Biden says this, the left are like, well, he didn't know what he was saying. He's old. He's you can't always. And it's like, well, which is it? Is he completely coherent and fit to be president, or is he actually telling us he has cancer? And then you're saying, nah, he doesn't have cancer. Don't believe your eyes and ears, people. That's the left. They are literally 1984, George Orwell. I don't know how anyone can be a leftist at this point. You got to be a real fucking scumbag, a real degenerate, a real fucking piece of shit. Because you live on a mountain of lies. Your throne is built on a mountain of lies, people. And here's what I wanted to show going back to what I was talking about just a minute ago, where this Matt Walsh video, where I just wanted to watch this clip of this woman right here. I don't want to watch Matt Walsh necessarily. It's not the Matt Walsh show. It's Hoffcast, but I wanted to show this clip.
Intentionally obstructing ICE.
Here we go.
Who they're now calling a legal observer to make her sound like a UN monitor in some third world war zone. But she wasn't a legal observer, whatever the hell that is. She was intentionally obstructing ICE, according to eyewitnesses. Watch.
They clearly wanted her out of there because she was the main car leading the protest, is my understanding. I talked to another guy who was driving behind her, but she was very successful in blocking traffic. She was doing what she was set out to do, and so they wanted to get her the hell out of there. Yeah.
So it looked like she was impeding ICE vehicles.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
That was her goal.
Well, if you haven't believed me up until this point, does that say enough for you? Look, I don't know who that lady is. I don't know how credible she is, but she sounds pretty legitimate to me.
So what was actually happening here was, this was not a mom running errands. This was not someone dropping her child off at school. She was trying to stage an illegal blockade of the road to interfere with ICE agents. Okay, and that which is
it's retarded. It's absolutely retarded. I wish I could find that clip I wanted to find from. I can't remember what video I watched earlier. Let me check my history real quick and see if I can find it, but maybe I can at this point. Which sucks because I really wanted to show this clip. I don't even know where to go for history on here. There we go. History. Oh, I get nothing from here. It's not carried over from either account. Dag nabbit. Let me see if I can do this. All right, I can't find the clip. But there was this woman. Man, who was it, dude? I was trying to think of who it was. But it was basically a clip of this woman, and she was driving to the candlelight vigil of the lady who got the lesbian poet who got shot by ICE. And she was taking her 3-year-old in the back, and she's trying to explain to her 3-year-old politics and why ICE is bad. 3-year-old don't care. 3-year-old's like, what the fuck? 3-year-old's like, can I get some food? 3-year-old's like, can I have a toy? Can I watch some Blue's Clues? I don't know what kids watch these days. Skibbity Toilet? I don't know. Kids not like, hey, mommy, tell me about the ICE protest today. How is that going? 3-year-old don't give a shit. My point is, these women, these white women especially, because this was a white woman. Might have been Anthony Cumia. Where the video came from. I don't know what's with the white women. Again, like I've said it, I guess the whole episode, they feel this weird empowerment, like they're fucking Brie Larson from Captain Marvel or something. I don't know, dude. They've watched too much Wicked. I don't know where this is coming from. Where they're easily manipulated. And I know this for a fact. It's because that's why Taylor Swift is so popular. And Hannah Montana was so popular. And these sorts of things is because little girls, dude, they're very impressionable. And when you get a rich daddy, and there's daddy's little girl, and then daddy will buy him everything, and then everything's fine. They look up to people like Hannah Montana and Brie Larson and fucking all these fake motherfuckers. And then their entire lives become a TV show, a reality show at that point. They no longer know what is real and fake. They're now at the point they've seen so much of this that they're manipulating the people around them because they don't know how to live in an actual real like an organism that is a friendship or a family. They have no idea how to make that happen because all they know is what they've seen on TV or YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. And so they mimic these people is what they do, is they mimic them because they have no actual personalities. They don't have anything inside of them. They don't have a true persona. They don't have a soul. They don't have anything that makes them who they are, besides like a lot of them rely on their sexuality. That's who I am. I'm gay. That's what makes me who I am, is who I fuck in the ass. That's the only personality some of these people have, is who they fuck in the ass. You know? And that goes for straight people, not nearly as much. You know, a lot of dudes like to be like, yeah, I fucked her in the ass. You know? Yeah, I did it. Yeah. We went doggy. I did it right in the bunghole. You know, sometimes that's a fun bragging right for men. But it's not like, it doesn't make us our personality. Eating ass isn't our personality. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, we already know it. It doesn't need to be our personality. We already know who we are. We like to brag about it every now and then, but it's not like I'm wearing shirts that say I eat pussy. I should. Wasn't that kind of popular back in the day? Wasn't there a meme, like, I'm talking old meme, where there was like there's this really fat kid and he was wearing this, it was like, I'm talking like 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. And there's this fat kid and he's like, I don't know, he's like 14 years old and he's this real fat boy and he's wearing this big white shirt that says, I fuck on the first date. Dude, I wonder if that still exists. Let me see if I don't even want to put that in my search history. Let me see if we can find the 32 years. Oh no, it hasn't been that long. Okay, it's not this. Oh, it was edited. It was edited. It wasn't even real. Nothing's real anymore. Nothing's real. So the original was this. He was wearing an Alf shirt, which is, I mean, that basically says I fuck on the first date, doesn't it? If you're wearing an Alf shirt on a date, doesn't that mean that you do fuck on the first date? Then here is the edit there. Man, I wish that was real. Nothing's real, dude. All my dreams get crushed. Everything I thought was true is a lie. I hate everything. Let me see here. A lot of chat. I'm sorry I've missed you guys here a little bit. Jess says some people turn their backs on the left because of what they did to Charlie Kirk, and some people were celebrating his death like demonic sociopaths. I don't even look, that whole thing again, like Charlie Kirk, I feel like needs to be a whole different episode, which I should have already done, but it's still convoluted. But the way the left, I was at work the day that he got shot, and I remember, and at work there at my old job, they were very liberal there. Everyone there was very gay or liberal, and I remember the day he got shot, and I walked from the sales floor to the break room, and this dumb bitch in the break room was watching the shooting on her phone, saying, "Oh, the Christians are going to have a field day with this one." I'm like, you can't do that at a job. That's discrimination. And look, you pretty much can't offend me. I don't give a fuck. But if I say anything like that, which I didn't, but someone's ass is getting booted. Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't go in there and be like, "Oh, the gays are gonna have a field day now with the fucking lesbian getting shot." You know, like I get fired immediately. That's discrimination. Now, can I go here on Hoffcast and say "fuck all you gay retards" all I want? Yeah, because I'm not employed by anyone but YouTube, and who knows, they might kick my ass out of here. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, YouTube. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't give a fuck. I stopped giving fucks a long time ago with this fucking YouTube, dude. But I want to abuse them, and I want to use YouTube for my own advantage. And I'm just being honest with you. That's the contract that I have with YouTube. I want to make money off YouTube, but fuck you, because that's what they do to everyone else. They want to make money off me, but fuck me, right? They'll use my entertainment until they won't anymore. They'll use you up and they'll spit you out. That's what they do, man. You're right, Jess. Probably the Ozempic's kind of a thing nowadays, you know? The Ozempic's kind of a thing. Look, if you're using it for health reasons, I totally get it. If you're using it for vanity reasons, it's different. And that's about all I have to say about that. I think there's two different ways to go about Ozempic. If you're using it to get healthy, great. If you're using it for vanity, you're probably going to go overboard with it and end up killing yourself, or at least getting osteoporosis. So I don't think, like a lot of drugs, inherently they're not bad unless you abuse them. You know what I mean? Curtis, I always wear my sunglasses at night. I've been doing this for years, man. I wear my sunglasses at night so I can see the million time before my eyes. I don't know. But She's deceiving me. Got my security. Great song. But anyways, nobody wants to hear me sing. Jet says Ariana Grande and the other chick, Cynthia Erivo. Erivo? Look like they're dying. Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. They're from The Wicked. Go figure, they call it Wicked. They're telling you right there in the title of the movie. Not to mention that they have some sort of weird lesbian relationship going on too behind the scenes. Look, dude, everyone in Hollywood's gay. I don't know how much more evidence anyone needs at this point. You got to just accept it at this point that if you're watching someone in a movie, that if it's a dude, he has definitely been banged in the ass. If it's a woman, well, she's had it multiple ways. I'm not going to go any further than that. But Hollywood is a very depraved, slimy, gross place. It's a wretched hive of scum and villainy. Everyone in there's got some kind of crazy. Either they're gay and they're hiding in their closet, or they're in a weird cult, or they're in the Illuminati, or they're in a satanic cult, or Scientologists. Nobody likes when I bring up Scientologists. I don't give a fuck. I'll fight any Scientologist right now. Come at me. Come at me. Come at me, bro. I'll fight any Scientologist right now. Man to man, fist to fist. I will fight any of you bitches, and I will kick the shit out of you. And that's not a threat. That's just an invite. It's like if you want to come at me, because I think Scientologists are shit. Yeah, dude, it's like believing the Jedi were real. Dude, if you're a Scientologist, it's the same thing as watching Star Wars and being like, oh, the Jedi were real? Holy shit. I can use the Force? Holy shit. Maybe I should look into using the Force because the Jedi were real. That's basically a Scientologist. They believe in fantasy and it's not fucking real. And then they take a lot of money from people. It's all money laundering and getting people to be brainwashed to follow you. That's what all of this is. That's weak. It's all taking over weak-minded people through brainwashing. And it doesn't seem to be that hard nowadays for these people to fucking get away with it. The way we're so dumb, we can't even see that Scientology is fucking retarded. Again, I'll fight any Scientologist. I'm not threatening any. I'm just saying if you want to come at me, I'll go any day. Any day. We'll put it up here on Hoffcast. We'll record it. We'll make it a main event. I'll build a ring out back with a couple ropes, some turnbuckles. We'll do some backyard Scientology wrestling, baby. All right? And it'll be just as fake as your fucking religion. Fuck you. I hope you choke on a motherfucking cheese stick. You nasty, greasy bitch. Fuck you. Oh, yeah, I'll throw up the middle fingers all day, baby. Fuck them. Fuck everybody. Except you guys. I love the bosses. Never fuck the bosses. Mitt says Christians are the only group where it's a free-for-all in regards to discrimination. You're right there. Yeah, it does feel a little bit unfair, doesn't it, Mitts? Doesn't it feel a little bit unfair? Like, there's nobody out there. Anti-Semitism's a huge deal. You can't even talk about the Jews. But you can say Christians are fuckers all day, and nobody blinks a fucking eye. You can talk about how bad Christians are. Christians aren't that bad. You can point at Kenneth Copeland and Joel Osteen and those grifters out there who aren't real Christians, who aren't even, they're of the devil, and they're making money off people. They're the same people. They're the same sort of mentality as the Scientologists, in my opinion. You know, they're using people. They're brainwashing people and using them in order to make money. And that's not what a Christian is. That's not what a Christian is at all. So real Christians are mainly underground at this point. in my opinion, including myself. And, I'm loud and proud for Jesus, but dang, it really does feel like we are, it's like a quiet assault on Christians out here. You know what I mean? If you're not a Christian, that's fine. You don't have to believe what I believe. I'm not here to say, look, you can believe what you want to believe. I don't really care if you're Jewish or whatever, Catholic or anything. I really, truly don't care. It's that's all fine. But if you're a Scientologist, go fuck yourself. But yeah, I don't need a middleman. So religion has been created, in my opinion, in order to take advantage of people's beliefs. I'm not going after Catholics here. I love Catholics, but a big part of the confessional, there's Catholics are Italian, and there's Italian mafia, and the mafia would use the confessional booth in order to blackmail people back in the day. And this is true. And so that's kind of I don't know, how can you trust humanity with your sins when you can just pray to God? You don't need a middleman. You can just pray right to God. Again, nothing against Catholics. I'm just saying, it probably doesn't even happen anymore, but it happened back in the day where the mafia had taken control of Catholic churches and were using the confessional booths in order to get blackmail on citizens or other people. And that's absolutely true. That happened. But yeah, again, nothing against Catholics. I just said that happened. But yeah, you can be whatever you want. I don't expect everyone to agree with me religiously, but I do expect people to agree with me when we watch somebody breaking the law and then they get, well, I'm not saying she got what she deserved. Maybe not that, but you fuck around, you find out. And she took the ultimate tranquilizer, is what happened with that lesbian poet the other day. And it's unfortunate she didn't have to die. Maybe her parents wanted her, or her kids wanted her to, because they were sick of getting burned by cigarettes. So maybe they're like, oh, finally, I don't have to get burned by cigarettes anymore. By my mom, my lesbian poet mom. Probably smells like shit. Probably a vegan. Dude, all vegans smell like shit, by the way. I don't care if you are a vegan, watch right now. I don't hate you because you're a vegan. Do whatever you want to do. But I guarantee you smell like shit and you don't even know it. I don't even know why. Vegans just smell like shit. They smell horrible. I think Somalians maybe smell better than vegans. At least they use some incense. Man, I'm scorched earth tonight. I'm scorching the fucking earth, and I told you this was gonna happen. But let me get back to the chat here. I might take I'm gonna try to find a video here, and then I'm gonna take a short intermission, maybe while the video is playing, and then we'll get this kind of wrapped up here with a few last things. I just want to make my point clear. If it's not been clear already, it should be clear. And if you don't agree with me, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a flying fuck if you don't agree with me. I think most people here do, because you're bosses and you're pretty smart. But I'm talking about the idiots out there who might stumble upon this video in the future and be like, oh, this guy, oh, he's a fascist, racist, homophobe, whatever. Whatever the names go, keep calling me him. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. And I think a lot of people feel the same way I do, where your names don't mean anything anymore. I'm not a Nazi. Just because I don't want illegal immigrants in my country. That's not being a Nazi. That's just dude, this analogy has been made so many times, but everyone who wants to let illegals into this country with an open border would never let a motherfucking one of those illegals into their own home. Bam! Mic drop. Bam! Mic drop. Actually, one of them did. I think I showed a video on that Hoffcast one time where the woman was basically using an illegal immigrant as a slave and she couldn't even speak English. But I have a great intermission video here for you. I want to thank you all for being here, by the way. Jess says, I like this one. Well, please gladly fight Tom Cruise. I want to be there by your side fighting him because at least he and I are the exact same. You're short, Jet? I didn't know that, man. I'm not tall, but I'm taller than Tom Cruise. You know? Isn't he like 5'5"? I'm not that short. Nothing against short people, though, by the way. Mitt says, am I going backstage tonight? Yes, I will be going backstage. I will put the link in the chat here in just a little while. There's not too much left here tonight. I've been on for 2.5 hours, but I did want to show a couple more things just to really bring home my point, because I don't want there to be any doubt about anything. If anyone ever watches this stream and disagrees with me about stuff. So I wanted to share this little fun video for intermission. I thought this one was great. Saw this one earlier. This is father gives his son a buzz cut after he scammed his grandparents. So it says, I guess the kid stole from his grandparents. At least the father's raising. Dude, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is the best punishment of all time. This is the best punishment of all time. Kronos, why are you asking if this is live? I answer your comments every time you say something. I know you're being sarcastic. But look at this, dude. This kid got the old balding haircut here. This is great. I love it. This is great punishment, man. Like, the kid doesn't really get hurt, but he gets a good scolding, a good scalping, you know? And but anyways, I'm just gonna hit the bathroom and I will be back in just a moment, and we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. And I will be going backstage if anyone wants to hang out with me tonight. I will be backstage. Yeah, we're just going to do a few other things before the end of the night, and I'll be right back here. Enjoy this video of this hilarious kid's punishment for stealing from his grandparents.
You want to tell everybody about your fresh cut? Huh? Why not? You ain't did shit to that mop. Like it snowed up that motherfucker. This is what scammers get. Tell the world what you did.
I stole.
Talk up.
I scammed and stole people's identity.
That's as loud as you can talk? Huh?
I scammed and stole some people's identity.
People? Who the hell is the people?
My grandparents.
Your own fucking people. Go on, George. Get that hair off before you go in that room.
All right, so we're back here.
You want to tell everybody about your fresh cut?
But he did it great. Imagine that kid, dude. The kid's got to just be like, I bet that night he was like, well, I just got to go in and get the clippers and just take the rest of it out. Either that, or it might be a new trend. He looks like a school principal. He looks like the guy on Key and Peele who gets all the kids' names wrong. Hey, Aaron. Yeah, it's Aaron. What the hell did you say? Jay Quellen. I'm going to send you down to Principal Oshag Hennessy's office. Do you mean Principal O'Shaughnessy. What the fuck? Jess says, I don't understand most ebonics and I'm black. How to speak normal? And plus, you got to be well-spoken if you're going to be a writer. That's true. That's true. Unless you write, I don't know. It depends on what you write. You know, it depends on what you're writing out there. Dude, the fact that, you know what I really like about my chat? I've noticed something about my chat that most other chats don't have. And that's that you motherfuckers know how to spell words. Yes, I love it. That means we're just a touch above the rest out here, aren't we? I can read your words and you can spell the words. So that gives us just a little bit of a higher benefit than a lot of other channels out there, I believe. You know, we're just a touch smarter, you know, I believe, than the other ones. And, you know, congratulations to us bosses out here for not being fucking retarded, you know. And nothing against retarded people. I love retarded people. I love the Downs. I love people with Down syndrome, dude. The Downs are rising, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Put the Downs in Victoria's Secret underwear. I don't care. Do it. Make them feel good, because you know what the Downs have done to me? Nothing. Nothing. The Downs are the nicest people on the planet. I think we should all have Down syndrome. I think we should all have it. This would be a better world if we all had Down syndrome. Am I wrong? If we all had Downs, this would be a better world. I swear to you. If we were all on the same playing field, you know, if we all, you know, we're just like the Downs, I think it would be, the whole world would feel like Disney World, honestly. I think we would be living in Disney World instead of this hellhole life reality that we're living in. And God bless the Downs, dude. I mean it. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking at all. God bless the Downs. I love them. They're not out there to hurt nobody. They're not out there protesting. They don't give a fuck about ice. The only ice they want is when they get in their drink, you know? Same with me. I'm not that far removed. Jess says, we're just normal men. That's all we are. We're just normal men. I like to think that, man. I like to think that. Let's check out a little bit of this video right here. Again, I'm not going to keep this going too much longer, but I wanted to show a little bit of this, and I wanted to show a little bit of something else, and I'm going to wrap it up. Again, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. I really, really do. I hope you all are doing well. I truly mean that. I might come off as a crass asshole motherfucker, but I actually do care about you guys. I do. I really do. And actually, I do care about people, believe it or not. I care about animals more, but I do care about people as well. Let's see here. Chris says, I'm checking. Yes, a man. There you go.
Do you owe over $10,000
Look at this
in
guy.
back taxes? Kevin Sorbo here.
And I knew that. I knew it was Kevin Sorbo. I knew it was.
He didn't think
I couldn't think of his
shampoo
name.
would work. Men lose hair, especially after 35. So we made a shampoo. That's
Kevin Sorbo's a big conservative, and Hollywood was like, "No, he can't be having you around." Now, look, this is from InfoWars. If you're not familiar with InfoWars, well, it's a trusted news source, and regardless, this is actual footage. And if you don't believe me at this point to what I'm saying, oh, this lesbian poet, she is innocent. Innocent, I tell you. Innocent. The woman who got shot by ICE in the face for trying to run one of them over. She's innocent, I tell you. Innocent. But watch this.
George Floyd. We not gonna, what? We gonna tear this motherfucker up. That's what the has to happen. Does anybody know why we're given the Second Amendment right? Google it. It's to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government. That's true. The police are supposed to be on our side.
I gotta pause this. How to drain lymph fluid in ankles and legs. Try that trick. All right, let me break down the retardation here. Let me break down how fucking retarded, how fucking stupid the guy in this video is here. He is saying that he needs his Second Amendment to stick up to a tyrannical government. They're not after you. They're not after you. They're not coming for you. You are not the target of ICE. What the fuck are you talking about? You are not. The ICE isn't coming for Whitey. All right? If you're a citizen here in this country, ICE isn't coming for you. By the way, I'm all for Second Amendment. I am. But it's not because of this. It's not because of this. The dude literally thinks that ICE is going to come after him. Like he's... The dude's white. He speaks English. ICE ain't coming after your ass. They don't give a flying fuck about you, buddy. They don't care. They don't care about you at all. Like, and then you're acting like they're coming out, like ICE is going to come get me. No, they're not, dude. They're going to come get you if you keep standing in front of their cars. Dude, I can't believe how stupid these people are. It's like, I just can't, I can't. This whole shit is like the white and gold dress. Do you remember that? Where people said it was blue and black or the dress was white and gold. That's what everything is nowadays. Everything is like, there's two sides to everything. There's not two sides to this shit. We know what the fuck happened. She broke laws. She avoided arrest. She resisted arrest. She tried to take out a federal agent, and she got shot. It's not that hard to piece together unless you're fucking missing a couple fries from your Happy Meal. It's not that hard. For fuck's sake.
Fighting, pointing their guns at the government. It's the facts. It's not for hunting. It's not for self-defense. It's to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government.
What the no. Guns are for hunting and self-defense and from protecting yourself from a tyrannical government. But the tyrannical government isn't tyrannical. They're going after illegal criminals, not citizens. These people, where the fuck did they get their fucking stupid information? Because I don't fucking know. They're lied to, and then they get riled up, man.
It don't get no worse than this. It don't.
Yep.
What the
I know that's right.
What the I have a little baby. I have a little baby, man.
Oh my god. Oh, look out there in pajama pants. Why they have setup with lights and shit? What the fuck kind of production is this?
It's like I had to adopt her.
This is your grassroots right here, everybody. You got lights in the background and a sound stage.
Turn from this. You put a baby to my gun's head. You put a gun to my baby's head. I'm gonna hurt somebody. That's what they're doing to us. I'm not Hispanic. I'm black. I just be sitting home.
You're black? Did he just say he was black?
Smoking my weed, enjoying my money. I'm gonna hurt somebody. That's what they're doing to us. I'm not Hispanic. I'm black.
Dude's not black. Jet Sparks, help me out on this. Is that dude black? Oh my.
I just be sitting home, smoking my weed, enjoying my money.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, that's what liberals do. They want to sit at home and smoke weed all day. That's all they want. They don't want to work, and they want to complain, and they want to get lied to about shit.
But I'll die about this shit. I don't have no quality of life left.
Well, you might.
What the f? I have a little baby. I have a little baby, man. And it's like I had to adopt her to protect her from this shit.
Civilian bystander today. So that's where we're at in this country. If you don't like where we're at in this country,
dude, I've shown so many of these videos on Hoffcast. I've shown so many videos that are similar, and all of these liberals, they all have the same fucking attitude where they speak to you like you're a child in their video, and they smile. They're like, well, if you don't know, well then, hey, well, fuck everyone. They all do it, dude. And they all got crazy eyes too.
I invite you to bed rot with me on January 20th. We are going to just not do any of our responsibilities.
I got a feeling she bed rots a lot.
If you're a woman, you know how much we actually run. And I'm sick and tired of propping up a fascist regime that has no problem murdering me. And they better count their blessings. We're just bed rotting for a fucking day. Because the Second Amendment exists for this reason.
These motherfuckers are so scared of guns, dude. They don't even own any. It's all false threats. But some of them do. And those are the ones that you see shooting up certain places. I think the last, 10 school shootings in America all happened by trans people. I mean, if not all of them, then I think 8 out of 10. Check me. Fact check me. I don't care. Fact check me. I could be wrong by 1 or 2 there. But fact check me on that. I'm pretty sure the last 8 out of 10 school shootings were by trans people, Because the only thing that matters about your identity is who you're fucking in the ass, and then who you murder after that. Those are the 2 main things about being a fag, is who you're fucking in the ass and who you're shooting.
And if protests and boycotts aren't working, that's the only option left. You have no excuse to not take a single day off. You can do it.
Do you see the way they talk to you, dude? It's so, what's the word I'm looking for? It's degrading the way these people speak to you. Marco Esquindoles, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, bud. Curtis says, I'm smarter than these retards. Yeah, the nose piercing. You always got to watch out for those. Always got to watch out for those. Jet just said something that I wanted to bring up. Holy shit. I got to thank Jet so much for this. I have to thank Jet so much for this. I'm going to show you the example. He says, another thing that's become completely weird about Minnesota is that they changed their flag to the Somali flag. You are right. I looked it up myself. We'll check this out in just a minute, man. Thank you so much for reminding me of that, dude. I totally forgot about that.
Nothing's more important right now. So please spread this around because I don't want shit getting more violent.
Isn't that weird? Huh?
Anyone that's claiming that was self-defense can eat and get They told her to turn her car around and leave. She was doing so, and an ICE agent pulled his firearm and murdered her. That's what happened. You've seen the video, which I don't recommend you do. The ICE agent was at...
Bosses, come on. Was she really trying to turn her car around and leave? Bosses, come on. Come on. Was she trying to turn her car around and leave when she gunned it? And you can see the wheels spin on the ice. I'm not talking about the ICE agent. I'm talking about there was ice on the ground because it was snowy and cold in Minnesota. And so the wheels spun. And I've heard someone else say this. If there wasn't ice on the ground at that time, those wheels didn't spin, the agent might be dead, actually. The agent actually might have been killed.
Risk. He was clearly out of the path of the vehicle.
No, that's not true. But you won't show it.
So the next time one of you human fucking skid mark pond scum mother tells me about how you just need...
Human skid mark pond motherfuckers. Dude, that's a great band name. Whoever the human skid mark pond motherfuckers are, they should fight the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, dude, look at this guy's face.
Need to comply. I'm going to comply by drop kicking you into the sun. To the ice agent. I don't know your name yet, but I'm sure we...
Yeah, I'll fight this guy. I'll fight him. I bet he's Scientologist. I'll fight this guy. We'll do it on Hoffcast, dude. I swear. We'll make it a main event. I swear. I'm not like these people are like, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. You can get my email, Hoffcast. You can get me on Twitter. You can send me a message in my comments. Any Scientologist or this guy right here who wants to fight me, and we can do it. We can make it a main event. We'll get some boxing gloves, at least. We'll get some boxing gloves. We'll fucking do it. But it ain't going to happen. That's never going to happen. The same as... Because they're all cowards. None of these people are actually doing anything besides blocking the road and getting shot. Again, it sucks that someone had to die. I'm not celebrating anyone's death. I made that clear at the beginning of the show. I made it clear at the middle of the show. I want to make it clear at the end of the show. I'm not celebrating anyone. I'm not glad that anyone died. I wish that woman was still alive. I wish she had made the right decision and just got out of the car and been like, yeah, I was dumb. I'm sorry. I'll take the hit on the chin, but I won't take the shot to the fucking face.
We will. And I hope that you and all your buddies who were patting each other on the back after this happened know that your futures are... Because you know what? You might be safe right now with a racist, bigoted administration in charge that'll protect you. But the second that the adults are back in charge, hell will come to breakfast.
Whoa, buddy. Whoa. All right, now calm down there, man. Once the adults are back in charge, calm down a little bit. Calm down, son. Calm down, boy. Settle your little shoes down there, Tiger. Once the adults are back in charge, calm down there, Tiger.
And there will be consequences. You don't get to murder people.
Well, you know what? If the woman had run over the ICE agent and murdered the ICE agent, the left would be cheering about it right now. And I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. If that woman had actually run over the ICE agent and the ICE agent died, the left would be celebrating it. They would be having fireworks and confetti. And that's not even a stretch. That's what would have happened. These people are just fucking... I can't deal with it, dude. I don't even... the only way I can deal with this is to talk about it and try to tell other people how dumb they are. That's the only thing I can do. I'm not going to use violence or get in a protest like these people. I'm not going to... Yeah, I'll fight you in a ring. That's never going to happen. I will fight that guy with boxing gloves. I'll do it any day. I'll fight any Scientologist. Tom Cruise. I'm not trying to be a tough guy out here. I'm just saying I'll do it. It'd be fun. I'll do it for charity. I would do it for charity as well. Every cent that I would raise for that, I would give to the Downs. I would raise every cent of my charity fight with Scientologists to make money for the Downs. All right. And that's what I would do. And I would be a savior. I'd be a savior to the Downs. And I would be a real hero. And I would be more liberal than any of these motherfucking leftists out there. Because I'm fighting for the Downs. Exactly, Miss, for the Downs. Kernan says, why would anyone stand in front of a vehicle? Well, if you're a police officer, you would stand in front of a vehicle in order to stop the criminal from leaving the scene. So that's why you would... It's not like someone was just like a random person was standing in front of the car. They were trying to arrest the woman for impeding traffic. And so he stood in front of her car, and then she tried to run him over. And most normal people who understand that at that moment I'm surrounded and I'm fucked would just be like, all right, I'm getting out of the car. I'll fucking take the cuffs. Let's go book me. She decided, because she was so empowered by fucking Captain Marvel Yas Queen shit, that she was going to gun the fucking SUV and try to take someone out and flee the scene of a crime from federal agents. So that's why someone would stand in front of a vehicle. Not just anyone, but you know. Again, ICE isn't the smartest. Again, I'm pro ICE, but I'm not saying they're geniuses working for ICE out there. A lot of them are probably pretty dumb, to be honest with you. But I still like what they're doing. But really what I wanted to show before we end tonight, and it's the last part of this, is what I wish I kind of would have shown earlier. I feel like we're kind of winding down now, and not enough time to really do a deep dive on some of these things. But I think we've done a deep dive on a lot of things here and kind of proven our points. But let's check this out here. We're not going to watch this whole thing, but holy crap, dude. This is... I don't like to use the word hate. I don't think it's a good word. I think once you start using the word hate, it starts to eat you up inside. Once you start to hate somebody or something, that becomes almost a cancer in your own body, you know. And so I try not to hate anything, but I'm as close as I can be to hate as possible for Tim Walz. I'm as close as I can possibly be to hate for this absolute fucking criminal.
Now to Blaine, Minnesota, just outside Minneapolis, where Governor Tim Walz is providing an update.
Good afternoon. Today I'm joined by Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bob Jacobson, Colonel
Can't hear
Schaefer of the
him.
Minnesota National
Good thing
Guard.
there's a sign language lady there, because I can't even fucking hear the guy.
And Colonel Bogojevic of the Minnesota State Patrol. This morning we learned that
I want to make fun of the sign language shit. Oh, before I do, look, Jet Sparks. Right there's the new Minnesota flag. It used to be different until some gay dude, I'm not even joking, I watched a whole video about this. A gay dude recreated the Minnesota flag, and it looks just like the Somali flag. If you don't believe me, which I know Jet does, let me just show you guys that the Somali flag is pretty much the same thing. Look, there's Minnesota's. The one in the middle, that's Minnesota's. And the other ones are Somali. So, like, they've literally turned Minnesota's state flag into a Somali flag. I want to thank Jet Sparks again for reminding me of that, because I almost skipped over that part, but it was very important.
ICE officer.
And
shot
of course,
killed
that's
Tim
the flag that's right above Tim Walz's head from this angle, you know, of course.
in Minneapolis. My deepest condolences to the family, to the loved ones who
I
had to
can't
learn
hear
about this tragic event on national television. We've been warning for weeks that the Trump administration's dangerous, sensationalized operations are a threat to our public safety, that someone was going to get hurt. Just yesterday.
So he blames
said
Trump.
exact-
He blames Trump for this. He blames Trump. He blames Tim. The first thing out of his fucking stupid funnel cake mouth is Trump. Trump did this. Trump shot this woman. This is Trump's fault. No, it's not Trump's fault. It's the Democrats, the liberals' fucking fault for allowing Somalians and illegal immigrants into this country for years, and now we have to clean it up. And you got a bunch of fucking leftist retards who have been brainwashed, fucking astroturfed now for so long that they think that they can go out in their fucking little SUV and impede traffic and block federal agents and no consequences are going to happen. You're just going to flee the scene, go back home, put it on TikTok, and laugh about it. Guess what? That's not the real world there, honey. Guess what, honey? Guess what, sweetheart? That's not the real fucking world now, is it? Huh? The real world isn't TikTok, is it? Go figure. Go figure. The world isn't Twitter. The world isn't Reddit. The world isn't social media. You go out there and you fuck around, you'll find out, and fuck this guy, fuck every liberal, fuck every Scientologist, dude. And most of all, the whole reason that they're doing this whole fucking thing right now is to cover up the Somali daycare centers. The whole reason they're doing this is to cover up the Somali daycare centers, which are happening here in Ohio. I just drove by some of them recently. And I just noticed for the first time that, look, I get it. I get one thing. Look, they cover up all the windows in the daycare centers. I kind of understand that. Like, it's kind of creepy for people to be looking in on daycare centers. I get that. But here's my argument. I went to school. Our windows weren't covered up. In fact, they wanted the children to feel more open and like they could look outside and see daylight and not feel like they were in a fucking jail cell with Somalians. By the way, there's no kids in those daycares. There's no kids in them. Let's take a look at this real quick. If you guys haven't heard already, one of these Somalian daycares is called the Leering Center. The Quality Leering Center. This became a tourist attraction recently in Minnesota, where the Somalians are funneling money through a false daycare, a fraud daycare, called Quality Leering. Not learning. It's called the Leering Center. What is leering? Leering definition. Leering is usually a misspelling of learning. Google, bro. Leering definition. Leering is usually a misspelling of learning. What did you fucking learn? The kids aren't learning shit if they can't even read the sign when they're walking in. Oh my gosh, dude. Billions of dollars funneled through the Leering Centers, the daycares of Minnesota. And that fucking funnel cake dad, Tim Walz, won't do a fucking thing. In fact, he didn't even know about it. Yeah, he had no clue. No clue. No clue. Even with Ilhan Omar, that fucking Somali bitch who married her brother in order to get citizenship. They didn't know a fucking thing. Even after they made Minnesota's flag the fucking Somali flag, Tim Walz didn't know a fucking thing. Or he's 100% guilty and should be locked up in jail. And now he's making a whole fucking coup in order to distract from the billions of dollars he's funneled through daycare centers. It's not even a fucking, like, laundromat. It's a daycare center meant for kids. Laundering billions of dollars. And now all of a sudden he's like, well, we need someone to die out here. So they want to investigate my money laundering for billions of dollars and letting thousands, tens of thousands of illegal immigrants into this country. And now, so he's trying to start a civil war. It's not going to work. Tim Walz already insulted the National Guard years ago, who he wants to use now in order to protect his shithole state, which is, we should just rename Minnesota Minnesomalia, you know. And he already insulted them. They're not going to fucking want to do anything for him. They're going to want to fight a federal agency. He can ask all they want, but I don't think they're going to want to do it. I truly don't think they'll want to do it. So before I wrap this up, I want to say we are at the end of the show. It's been right at 3 hours now. I'm going to put the link in the chat for anyone who does want to come hang out backstage with me for a little bit. You're all welcome to. And then we're going to get this wrapped up. So there's the link right there. You can click on that. Come hang out with me for a little bit after the show tonight. We won't be live. We will be backstage. But I wouldn't have come online tonight if I didn't have something to say and a reason to say it. And maybe I should do this more often. But I've let a lot of things slide because I haven't been interested in talking about things recently. But we've gotten to a point where if people don't start fucking saying the truth, then more people are going to believe the lies than ever. So even if you think your voice doesn't fucking matter, go out there and fucking say what you need to say, because no one else is out there telling the truth. Everyone else is out there lying to everybody, trying to get theirs. You know what I mean? So Jeff Sparks, thank you so much for being here, man. Good night and happy New Year to you too, bro. Thank you so much for being here. I want to thank Kronos. I want to go through the chat real quick before you guys head out and just say thank you. I hope I don't miss anybody. I might, and it's not intentional. But I want to thank Jet Sparks, Peter, of course. Let's see, Kronos. We got Tony Nasser, Tim Hayes, and I think we had Mitz. And I think that's who we had here tonight. And hopefully I didn't miss anyone. If I missed... Oh, and Jim, of course, Jim. I don't think I missed anyone besides that. If I missed you, I truly... I didn't mean to. I appreciate you making a comment and watching and everything. But I think I hit just about everyone in the chat who's participated right there. But just don't think that yeah, exactly, Kronos. Your voice does matter, dude. Absolutely, 100%. And sometimes I think mine doesn't. But then again, I'm like, if someone doesn't say something, then who the fuck will? And if people are already saying what I'm saying, I don't feel like enough people are. Because there's not enough truth out here right now. And I'm so fucking sick of these evil people, these liars, these scumbags, these what did that guy call them? Scum pond. I can't even remember what the guy had a great insult. A great second grade insult. But I just can't allow this, man. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna go out there and protest. Like, that's not something I do. I'm against that. I'm not against protesting. I'm against doing the act of going out and doing it for stupid causes. Saying I'm against protesting would be like I'm against the Second Amendment, or First Amendment, I'm sorry, which I'm not. Of course, freedom of speech. But people have taken protesting to this whole like social status level of where they can put it on social media and everything. And I'm telling you right now, this is not the way to go. You're being lied to. If you get involved with this shit, you're going to fuck around. You're going to find out. If you don't, even if you're going to be peaceful there, that doesn't mean everyone else there is going to be peaceful. And you don't know who the fuck's going to be out there. What kind of crazy schizophrenics, psychopaths, rapists, murderers, Reddit moderators. You don't know what kind of people are going to be out in these protests. So I just recommend not being at these things because they're all left. You know, they're all lefty shit. You don't want to be around that. You don't want to be around these people. They're insufferable. Above all, they're just annoying. They're whiny. They smell bad. You just don't want to be around the left. Like, they're just not good. They have no... If they had any self-pride, they wouldn't be sticking up for illegal criminal immigrants. And that's about all I have to say for tonight, everybody. I want to thank you all for being here. I don't know the next time I'm going to be live. No idea. I'll try to make it sooner than later. But, hey, Curious Cow, what's up, Karen? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you, Karen. I just want to thank you all for joining me tonight. There's a lot more people here than I expected, especially because I don't do this like regularly. I don't have a streaming time or whatever. I just kind of go on when I want to, and I would like to get back into some sort of schedule so people can kind of know. But half the time, I don't even know if that makes a difference. I don't know, man. sometimes I'll just go on randomly and then people will show up. But anyways, I just want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Heed my words. I might sound crazy. I might be loud and I might say a lot of obscenities, but heed my words. I might not be a genius, but I'm not dumb. I'll fucking tell you that right now, man. I'm not dumb, and I know you guys aren't either. I can tell by your comments and all the great things that you said tonight in the chat, and really helped me out with the show, to be honest with you. And I appreciate that so much. But we got to say something. We got to say something about this stuff. We really do. I can't stay quiet anymore. You know what I mean? I can't shut up about this shit. I'm going to have to say something. And I'm just going to shame the fuck out of these people. That's my goal, is to shame the fuck out of the left. Just to make them feel, which I know they don't have any shame. I know they don't have any feelings, don't have souls. But if I can shame them for normies, and other people can just be like, yeah, these people are fucking retarded. You're right, Hoff. You're right. Why the fuck would I ever listen to them? Well, then maybe I did something right for the world, you know, and maybe kept you out a little bit of brainwashing out here. So I want to make it very clear. I'll say this, and I'm going to wrap it up with this. These illegal immigrants, these criminals that the left are protecting, they don't give a fuck about you. They wouldn't do the same for you. They wouldn't piss on your gums if your teeth were on fire. They don't care. Those Somalis aren't even going to show up to the fucking candlelight vigil for that lesbian poet that got shot. You know who's going to show up there? You know exactly who's going to show up there. A bunch of single white women with their fucking kids. And I wonder why they're single, by the way. Because they're bitches. Because they're bitches. Anyways, I love you all. I love you all. Tony, come backstage, man, if you got time. Hit the old link there. I'll throw it up one more time here in case you didn't get it. Yeah, I appreciate you, Tony. I had a very fun show tonight, even though I was mad. I still had a fun time. It's been a while, and it felt really good to get all this out of me, you know. Felt good to like be able to say this in front of people and not feel like I'm crazy and people actually agree with me. Because once you see all these fucking idiots online, if you don't get people on the other side of the fence who are level-headed, then you start maybe falling into the trap of the black hole of hate and evil and retardation. Not everyone's born retarded. Thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all soon. Don't take any wooden nickels. I'm not going to say stay vigilant. That's what the fucking left do. Just say your mind is what I'm going to say. Say your mind. Speak your mind. Don't be afraid to shut these people down on their lies. Because that's all it is. That's all it is, a bunch of fucking lies. Guilt tripping. That's all they do, is they lie and they guilt trip. And they want to use that because they are so emotional. They want to take advantage of your emotions. If you just let them know, you can't fuck with me. They got no power over you. Thank you all so much, bosses. I love y'all. Take care. I'll see you soon. Peace. Hoff signing off. Cheers.